Hey, yeah, hey. Baby, let me take my time by making you tremble, kissing in places that you like. It's pouring from heaven, girl, it's a blessing I invite. I'm living a fantasy when I look you in your eyes. I need you badly, whisper in my ear. I know what you're wanting, mama, I hear you loud and clear. Focus on my voice and let the world just disappear. And when you start feeling it, girl, don't stop until you're near. And when you're there, baby, say, now let go. Wanting more with every stalk, cause she never felt like this before. And she don't make no joke with her. Give me la la la, come on, my baby. Give me la 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 love, my darling. Give me la la la, come on, my baby. Give me la 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 love. My girl know I'm picky, love when she plump and picky. She pretty and me love her straight, no need no itty-bitty. She is my bossy baby. She tell me what fi do fi make her bossy crazy, yeah. And it no matter what we do, we all a vibe alright. I'll be right here no matter rain or shine. You can give me the right, give me the morning right. Type of love and make a woman sing like, oh, let go. Wanting more with every stalk, cause she never felt like this before. And she don't make no joke with her. Give me la la la, come on, my baby. Give me la 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 love, my darling. Give me la la la, come on, my baby. Give me la 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 love. Late night and I'm bricked up, I'll pipe it down when you act up, yeah. What you say now, baby? Hey, knee deep in your water, you tryna make me a father. You got me going crazy. Hey, this Tennessee, I'm pouring that face. These memories we making, of course you can store them. Your body's a blessing. We made love, no sexing, yeah. Staying up until the morning come light.
Let go. Wanting more with every stroke, boy, I never felt like this before.
And she not make no joke. Oh.
There, is that better? God damn. Is that better? Should be, right? You guys can hear me now? I think my mic was set to default. Should be better? Maybe yes? Maybe no? There, maybe. Is that better? Yeah, there it is. There it is. God damn. Is that better? All right. All right, we're good. Yeah, for some reason my mic was weird. It was really weird. Yeah, so I said I was going to do the Jake Lucky interview with Adin Ross to see about like contracts, kick, content, why they did what they did, why they're doing what they're doing, the direction in which they go. This is why I do YouTube streams, so it's events, news, keeping up with what's going on, why people are doing specific content. It's just been kind of crazy, you know what I mean? Redneck, good morning. 200, good morning. So, yeah, I just wanted to get on. It's like I think it's an hour or an hour and a half long, but these are always interesting interviews to watch when it comes to all this stuff. So this is the kind of stuff that, like I said, is it's good to watch, good to keep up with, good to see where people's brains and heads are at. And it's also content that I kind of enjoy, you know, watching on my own, but I figure would also be good for YouTube for us as well, for our content. So let me just put live on YouTube, Adin Ross interview. All right. But most people are probably still sleeping. You know what I mean? They're still probably sleeping. All right. Let me full screen the interview for us. And then we shall go to Maine. All right, so this is the interview between Jake Lucky in the top right, Adin Ross in the top left, and that's Trainwreck down the bottom, which has a lot to do with the new Kick platform. I don't know if he has an ownership in the Kick platform. I'd have to look into that. But he's making Kick to go, you know what I mean, to be Twitch's competitor and really kind of go at them. So this is about Adin Ross, especially with the content that he had released in his first streaming, you know, quote unquote adult films, his contracts and etc. Just to see, you know, what happens here, what happens in this interview. So here we go. Let's start here in this bad boy.
He's talking about you, yo.
What did I just jump into?
Dude, really? Your ball's just out? Like, come on, dude. Seriously?
You joined me mid-conversation. You joined mid-conversation. I was on a rant.
Can you...
Sorry. Hey, keep doing your thing, but these are my thighs, not my balls.
That's a little
I
weird.
just finished.
Come on, bro. Nobody wants to see the pussy print. Could you
That's a
zoom in just a
little
little bit? A tiny, teensy
Can you
bit?
zoom in a tiny bit? Sorry.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, like...
To be fair, I think it's fine.
Yo, really, Train?
All right, can we
What's
skip
this guy,
this?
you know, so sensitive about shit like this? You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
Jesus Christ.
you know, because
Close
Aussies
to
are
my
like
mouth?
super cool, down to earth, they're joking around and shit, you know. Hey, mate, you know what I'm saying?
All right, skip it.
Well, you could start asking me questions. Can I jump
I'm not
questions
gonna,
too,
hold on,
man?
Here
wait,
we
wait.
go.
I gotta clarify this. I'm not gonna enter in this. You understand? We're not giving this guy a 2-for-1, okay? A
Yeah.
Train TV Adin interview, okay?
I
This is
got
just
you.
you two. I ain't doing this shit. I would just hop in if there's some snake shit going on. That's it. Go
Thank
ahead.
you. All right, thank you, Train.
No problem.
Okay, so we're all good on everyone's end then?
Yep, we're all good,
He's
sir.
like, I'm not giving him a 2-for-1.
How you doing?
I've been better, man. How about you? No, I'm just kidding. Life is great, bro. I can't complain. Everything's amazing.
That's good to hear, man. I think we've all been better, right? Probably.
No.
No, life is actually really good right now. Like, I'm
Oh,
actually...
sorry. I forgot. I'm not gonna jump in. Sorry, guys. I'm a streamer. I forgot. You know, it's not about me.
If you interject too much, I'm gonna ask you questions about Kick, if that's fair.
No, it's not fair.
Freaking A. All right, well, I want to, Adin, just so you know, I have a real quick opening question, then we can get the hardball stuff if you want to.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to do a quick little serious question about like your come up in your childhood. For any serious fans out there, obviously you've had a pretty big rise over this past couple of years. Would you mind just quickly for fans out there kind of retracing the steps of where you came from and then where you are now?
Yes.
As brief as possible.
So, man, you know, I played 2K, then I did E-Dates, and then after E-Dates, I did, like, some IRL shit, and then they showed rappers.
This guy reminds me
that's
of Logan
really
Paul
it,
or Jake
to
Paul.
be honest.
Which
I
one,
did a lot
Adin
of
Ross?
that type of stuff, you know?
And what was like the first thing that really blew you up?
I would think when I talked to LeBron on the mic, back in NBA 2K.
Are you talking about
20,
Adin
I talked
Ross?
to LeBron on the microphone, so that was huge. It hit SportsCenter, hit a lot of stuff, you know? It was great.
And would you say so 2K was kind of your start, then you brought in some celebrities / rappers and really
Yeah.
blew up that way as well, E-Dates. What would you call
Hot
like,
tub
the current-
streams, yeah.
What would you call like the current phase you're in then compared to all that stuff? Like you kind of just
I feel like now, bro, I'm just like on some shit now where I'm kind of over like chasing accolades and milestones that certain like hitting like certain viewer peaks and stuff like that. I'm just really on some shit now where I'm just trying to build brands up and I'm trying to find what I enjoy most now in my life. Because now I've kind of adapted to stuff and I've kind of been through. You have a little echo in your I think you just have to lower your headphones.
We got echo on my end, guys. Am I echoing when I talk or just when you speak?
Test. You're good now.
We're good?
Yeah. Wait. Hello. Yeah, it's just when I talk.
Is that gonna bother everybody? Can we figure that out or no?
Do this. Try this. Pull the mic away from your face, like maybe like 3-4 inches.
Maybe like right here?
Talk, Adin.
Yo, test. Yo.
Do it again. Test again.
Yo. It's good now.
That's better.
It's good.
We're good? We're good now?
Chat, do I roast it
It
right
was
now?
just
Yes,
a
or no?
microphone
if it's
that's
still an issue,
having
you can turn the
feedback
gain
like
down
that.
a little
It's
bit,
weird.
'cause what's happening
No, it's
is,
good. It's good. I think it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Good?
Yeah.
All right, sorry. Where were we? I get sidetracked pretty easily.
Right now, where my life is, I'm very in a good spot. I wanna start building stuff.
It'll
I wanna
be
build my brands up. I
interesting
wanna build
to
some
hear
companies. I just wanna
as this
start
interview
building.
goes, right?
And
It'll be
it's a different place than where I was a year or two ago.
And so, would you say, like, where you're at right now, do you feel like in your streaming / content creation career, do you feel like you've made it to the point that you wanted to make it to, and so you're going to focus on other things?
Yeah, bro, I'm at the point now where I would say I'm not as hungry as I was when I was coming up. So I'm in a spot now where I can finally say I've kind of made a pretty good, lane for myself. I made some good shit happen. So now I'm at a point where I'm like, I can enjoy it more, and I can really start to level things out and figure out what I really want to do.
And so is that, and again, Train, obviously come in whenever you want to, you making it, and obviously you making a certain amount of money, getting so many viewers, so much fame along the way, do you think that has kind of changed your regards towards not really caring what kind of content you put out?
Chaz, kick down or no?
You're willing to
Why's my shit freezing?
say a lot more things than you previously would, back in the 2K days? Or has
Real
that
quick,
always been,
Adin.
has that always been you?
Wait, Adin, real quick. Let me make a clear distinction for you, Adin. Okay, he's not saying are you in a don't give a fuck. So there's a difference, right? You are generally a I don't give a fuck type of content creator, right? What he's trying to correlate and connect is he's saying has the
Aiden's
money
made quite
and
the
the
name for
success
himself. Put it that way. Right?
turns you into someone that doesn't give a
Aiden's
fuck
made
about the
quite
quality of content. So you're
the
willing to
name,
spew
right?
whatever shit you want out
Okay.
there. and
Quite the
don't care.
brand.
No,
Yeah,
not
be
he's
careful
built it
with
up.
that.
Not necessarily the
He's really
quality,
built it
not
up.
Just
necessarily
be careful with that answer.
So look, I'll just tell you straight up. I just signed the biggest streaming deal of all time out of any creator, as far as I know, and it feels amazing. I'm blessed, bro, and now I just want to take time to really capitalize off that and give back to people and give back to people who are in need and bless the fuck out of everyone I can. So I'm at a point, man, where my content, I really want to figure out ways to really
he's
give back
saying
and bless the fuck out of
that his
a lot of lives
contract
and
is
change
bigger
people's
than
lives and shit.
Ninja's,
Okay, so you're obviously
And
talking
Nick
about your
Merckx.
deal with Kick. You're saying your
which
deal
were the
with
two
Kick
biggest
is the
contracts ever
streaming
signed.
contract deal that you know of? Like you're bigger than
I
Ninja,
believe-
bigger than Nick Merckx.
I mean,
We're talking about some huge
I'm
deals.
not going to go into specific numbers, but I'm pretty sure it's the biggest streaming deal of all time. I signed
Train the lawyer. You got anything to say? Or we can't know numbers, can we?
No, it's bigger than all those people you named.
Really? Because I heard numbers, rumors wise. Obviously, Ninja was public and Nick Merckx stuff. So you guys are saying this is the biggest stream. Kick signing Adin Ross is the biggest streaming deal we have seen to date that we know of.
It gets messy when it's just streaming deal because there's a bundle of things in there, but what I will say, the amount is more than all those people. Yes.
Okay, interesting. Can you go into details about the bundle and what that contract, at least?
It's my lawyer, man. My lawyer wants to.
Can you specify any of those details? Because obviously with a typical streamer contract like Ninja to Mixer, Nick Merckx back to Twitch, these gigantic deals, probably a bit different than a Kick contract. Can you describe to people out there what that contract might be made up of? Because you said bundle. I don't know what that means.
I'm hoping that during this interview,
Well, I wasn't there. I'm
I
just
hope that I had my mic
saying
on
what
now.
was relayed to me. So no, I cannot.
I hope during this interview he
Nothing
says
from Aiden either.
about that
No, sir.
situation.
Move on
that
to
he
the next
had.
question, please.
Awesome. So the come up is great, right? Obviously, I think you have a great come up story. I think a lot of people do. You had that hunger, you had that rise and grind from the 2K.
Sorry, I'm
days,
just
and
trying to
you've
mute the
done some
mic
great
as the
things in
interview
space.
goes on,
So that
and then
brings us to
unmute
these
as I
last
go.
couple of weeks, right?
That's
that
all
have
I've been trying to do.
I think it's fair
But
to
sometimes
say,
it just is
controversial,
feedbacky,
have
right?
been
No.
You don't think it's been you don't think it's been controversial the last couple of weeks?
I don't think it's been controversial, bro. I don't. No.
You don't think anything you've done in the last month?
Oh, no. No, I thought you were talking about the specific thing I just did. No, for sure, I've done things that I admit, like, in the past couple weeks, I could have been better, been a better person about it, and not done it. And I'll bring it up myself, bro, because I know you're gonna already bring it up. The porn thing, again, that's just something that I gotta be better, and I took accountability on that. It's whack as fuck. And you know, I guess, man, where I got pissed off was there's other people doing that too, even in worse ways. And I was the only one to get reported on and go trending for. You know what I mean? So
Wait. So, if this isn't taking accountability for your actions in the slightest. He literally said, I take accountability, but there's lots of other people doing the same thing. He's pushing it and deflecting it. Listen to it again. This is ridiculous.
Controversial have been
No.
You don't think it's been controversial the last couple of weeks?
I don't think it's been controversial, bro. I don't. No.
You don't think anything you've done in the last month?
Oh, no. I thought you were talking about the specific
Listen
thing I
to
just
how
did.
he
No, for
reflects.
sure, I've done
The
things
guy in
that
the
I
top
admit,
left
like,
is Adin.
in the past couple weeks, I could have been better, been a better person about it, and not done it.
Listen
and
to
I'll
how
bring
he
it up
goes, I
myself,
take
bro, 'cause I know you're gonna
accountability,
bring it up.
but
The porn
everyone
thing,
else
again,
is doing it.
That's just something that I
Right?
gotta be better, and I took accountability on that. It's whack as fuck. And you know, I guess, man, where I got pissed off was there's other people doing that too.
Listen.
Even in worse ways, and I was the only one to get reported on and go trending for. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that makes it great. I'm not saying I should be canceled out completely, but I took accountability for that, bro. You know, what I did was not right.
He's trying to say he's the only one to get canceled out for. We're watching the Adin Ross Jake Lucky interview. This guy literally,
Right? But again, I think
this guy literally had 100,000 people watching him. 100,000 people watching him when he turned on an adult website for them all to watch. Absolutely ridiculous. It's because you have 100,000 people watching. Any other streamer that was doing it probably had 10. Like, this is, none of it's acceptable. A streamer that is his size in the world that has 100 to 200,000 people watching him with no accountability is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like, this is the stuff that he's been doing and Kick's been doing that we wanted to explain to people through this interview with Jake Lucky. So Adin Ross is the top left, Trainwreck's down at the bottom to help get Kick going, and Jake Lucky is the one that usually does a lot of news or interviews within the gaming community. And it's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Just give me a sec. I just want to make sure that the other stream's muted. Yeah, it's crazy. In my eyes, it's absolutely, it blows my freaking mind. No, he just signed the biggest streaming deal in history. Just signed it. Biggest streaming deal in history. The biggest one ever. Bigger than Ninja. Bigger than Nick Merckx on Twitch. Just signed the biggest deal ever with Kick for streaming over the next couple of years. So Ninja was 30. I think Nick was like $40 million over like 2 or 3 year Ninja was 30 million over 2 years. I think Nick Merckx was like 40 million over 2 or 3 years. Or 50 million. Which means that Adin Ross had signed for Kick for the next probably 2-3 years for at least 20 to 30 million a year. Probably 20 million a year for the next 3 years. He probably signed a 50 to 60 million dollar contract with Kick. That's how big of contract he would have just signed. Insane. Insane.
I think it's just not, it wasn't fair to see me completely get caught in flames from it, but other people can let it just slides when nobody reports it and talks about it.
Can you give examples of
No,
other people you're
I'm not a snitch. I'm not gonna
Because
rat
you
people
have
out. I'm not gonna talk
100,000
about-
viewers.
Throw other people under the bus. That's not my job to do.
He has
But
100,000
I'm not gonna stay in my
viewers.
lane, but that's just what I'm trying to say, bro. Like, it's got to be consistent. If you're gonna report things, I think it should be consistent on both ends, on many ends. Because I know you have friends. I know you have friends in this shit. I know you do, bro, and that's cool. I get it, but I just think it should be consistent with everything you report.
But you also help me understand, because you got to understand from my perspective. You're Adin Ross in front of, what was it, 80,000 viewers?
Hey.
You're not just a typical streamer at that point. You are one of the top streamers.
Yeah.
Then also doing that. So do you not expect headlines to be made when a top streamer does that, as opposed to, and like you said, this is done, right? There are things that should not be on Twitch. There are things that should not be on Kick. This happens with streaming platforms.
For sure.
But of course, when Adin Ross in front of 80 to 100,000 people pulls up,
Like I said.
why? Of course, that's going to be covered. So I understand what you're saying. It's not always equal, but when you are the streamer that you are held to certain accountability
Standards. I agree with you on that. And look,
too.
and I'm gonna cut you off there. I learned my lesson, man, and I understand that now. You know, and that's something that I told myself I got to be better, and I got
That's
to be
insane.
a better leader, and that's something that I'll never make a mistake about again. Intentionally, I'll never intentionally pull up porn.
But he's got 100,000 people.
I don't even watch porn, bro.
And he pulls up
in the
porn.
clip, I said I don't condone this. My whole chat was spamming it. It was kind of like a little like lure, and I give in my chat a lot, and they know that. So, but again, bro, no excuse. That's just full on accountability I got to take, and that's something I closed it out immediately after that. I didn't open it back up.
I want to add real quick. I'm going to add to that real quick. The pulling porn up to a younger audience is definitely weird as hell. Okay.
Yeah,
definitely
for sure it
weird.
is.
But this standard set, because you're a larger creator, is made by a bunch of insecure, unsuccessful people that want some sort of power held over people doing better than them. It is a made-up imaginary thing by all of you that to try and put some sort of power
Oh God, no,
over
you train
creators
chat.
that you don't like, that don't match storylines and fit narratives.
That's not
I think
at
it's
all.
ridiculous. The fact that all of you are deciding to take responsibility for what a 16-year-old should watch that is watching is not your job and is arrogant and it's showing of a superiority complex that you do-gooders think you have. You don't. It is the parents' responsibility. When I was 12, I was uploading LimeWire porn left and right. This idea that if somebody sees the porn page, it suddenly scar them and give them PTSD and trauma is virtue signaling at worst. It's virtue signaling. It's ridiculous.
Listen to
Thank you.
them
Go ahead.
trying to get out of
Am
this.
I allowed to respond to that, Train? Or
Yes, go ahead.
okay, so I think, and I can't speak for everyone publicly, but when you have such a big streamer, and you said a lot there, so it's hard. I don't want to unpack everything. I want to focus on Adin, and I'm sure you understand that.
Of course.
But I think that the public would then be like, okay, Adin Ross has 80,000, 100,000 viewers. And like you said, you know, some of these are, maybe a lot of these are people who have already been exposed to that kind of thing. It wasn't their first experience through Adin Ross on a kick stream. I think the public, and especially when it comes to these news outlets, right?
Yeah.
They like to focus on, okay, well, there could have been a 9-year-old. There could have been a 12-year-old.
Absolutely.
And the first time they discover these kind of things is
That's
through their
exactly
favorite
what I
streamer,
said.
Adin. And that is problematic. I can't. Are you really faulting a news outlet for covering such an?
I'm not faulting a news
insane
outlet.
instance?
I'm
Can
not
I,
faulting.
Train, can I add in real quick? But
Yes.
it's so ironic to me though when you guys say that, and then like you guys will post it. So it's like it's just so ironic to me because you guys will be like, wow, he just exposed this to his viewers, but then you make a tweet. You know what I'm trying to say? And then it's like exposing more
That's
attention to
facts.
it. It's
That's
ironic.
also facts.
It's ironic to me. You know what I mean? Like
No,
It's an interesting
I'm-
point. It's an interesting point.
I have to add in and answer this real quick. I'm going to answer your question since you just added that in. So two things. First, Adin, you brought up a very good point, right? And I'll give you an example of that, right? For mostly Andrew Tate stuff, right? I didn't look at it at all. I just said, yo, you know, certain things I don't agree with, right? I didn't bring it up. You guys, and along with other political streamers, bring it up and put just as much as exposure and give just as much of a platform. It doesn't matter if Hassan is saying, oh no, this guy is not a role model. He has to assume when he brings it up for the content and the hype of it, right? There is going to be a percentage of viewership that converts to Andrew Tate from him bringing it up. So to me, that's all virtue signal bullshit saying, oh, we need to report this. No, if you truly think it's dangerous, you make a comment, but you don't platform the exact clip and the exact showing of the content or the person. But anyways, let me get back to your to answer your question. You were saying the public. Let's fix that. It's not the public. The general public is actually completely fucking reasonable. There are usually
Chat, who's
middle left,
winning? Who's
middle
winning,
right
chat?
people going about their day. They don't think someone who says something 8 years ago
See,
is
listen
truly
to
this
him.
or
Who's
that.
winning?
They're pretty reasonable people. Who
What
you're
do you mean,
referring to
who's
is the
winning?
vocal minorities you pander
It's
to.
supposed
They're
to
vocal
be an
minorities.
interview.
They're only on Twitter. They're only on social
It's
media.
not about
They're not
who's
the general
winning.
public's opinion. Most people are
That's-
neutral. Decent
That's the
people.
mindset of
you
these
understand
guys.
Those vocal minorities you're referring to that say, "Oh, this,
Chat,
this,
who's
I'm offended
winning?
by this." That's bullshit. Okay.
It's
and if
an
you step outside your
interview.
house, you'll realize that. No one knows what the fuck's going on here. Secondly, I think it's the parents' responsibility completely. Because once we get to the place of, oh, Aiden pulled up the porn site, and let me say, it is weird. But once we get there, where does the line get drawn? Are we gonna start saying, okay, well, this is a 9-year-old. We have a kick streamer that's saying vote for Donald Trump. We need to also censor that because we don't want a 9-year-old getting influenced to vote for Donald Trump based off some nutcase saying this and that and that, right?
But a 9-year-old can't vote.
It doesn't matter. It's the early indoctrination of those political beliefs that end up
They're
leading
trying
them
to justify
a political,
right now.
ideology by 18 or
On the
21.
content
right?
in which
That's
they're
the
gonna
argument
show.
that would be given. It wouldn't be, oh, he can't vote. It would say
You
he's slowly
can't
being
compare
groomed to vote for a political party.
Donald
the line
Trump and
never
voting
stops.
at
You guys
9
keep wanting more
Yeah.
and more
to
and more.
pulling up
Hold on.
adult
You keep wanting more and
websites.
more and more until you
And
can
watching
mold
9-year-olds
the
watch
public,
porn.
i.e. Twitch is public, into exactly
These are what
you
these
want,
big
the
streamers
control you
try and
want over them, which is the
justify.
perfect ideal person that can't do what he wants. Like, it's ridiculous. It is a reach. It is not reasonable, and it only stems from people who are jealous, insecure, and petty. Thank you.
They're trying to say
I totally
that
get
it's
what
the
you're saying. I won't
influence
dive into all
on
of
that
that,
age group.
God, you bring up some great talking points of like, I feel like this would go way longer than it needed to if we discussed all these points. But just really quick, you said there's a line drawn, right? And certainly there has to be. But we're talking about a top streamer who showed porn to a potential child
He
audience.
showed the
Like,
front page.
All right, I get it. I show the front page of porn. Listen, let me just say this. Let me talk. I know, let me talk. But let me talk real
answering
quick.
your lawyer. I'm
Jake,
answering
Jake,
your
hold
lawyer.
on, bro. Hold on, Jake. Hold on, because this is about me, right? So, Jake,
Yeah.
let me just say this, bro. Please.
Let's move,
For the
move on.
past,
Too. We
for
can
the
also
past,
move on.
Jake, for the past 2 months, I've been telling the kids to get in the gym and motivating them to eat healthy, do push-ups, and stay abstinent and focus on themselves and better themselves. But you
blows
guys,
my
you next
mind.
year, you never report on that. You never report on that type of stuff. Why? Why do you only report? Hold on, let me talk. I'm gonna let you talk, bro. I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let you have it. I understand that my role is to be a leader and to lead my audience, into the right direction. I get that, but I'm just saying you gotta be consistent with what you post about me, bro. It's not fair that if you have an Adin shade lucky, it's only negativity. You get what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense to me.
That's what sells, Aiden.
I know it does.
I will say, before you had gone on this crazy outspurt these past couple of months, I covered a viewership record of yours, and that stuff doesn't necessarily get seen, and that's okay. It's a one-off post, right? But the thing is, Aiden, if you had gone off and you'd gone on this whole health kick and bettering yourself for a certain period of time without then doing this controversial stuff, that would be the focus, and that's just my perspective. All right.
I get it.
If-
I get
if
it.
you
And
were-
again,
if-
that clip was out of context, bro. I looked at my chat, they were spamming it. And again, it's wrong. I'm telling you it's wrong. I looked at my chat, they were spamming it. And what I did was I gave in. Okay, I gave in. I pulled it up for 15 seconds. I said, we're not watching this shit. I don't condone this shit. I don't watch porn. Clicked off and never went back on it. It's still wrong. Listen, I get it. It's still wrong. I understand that. I don't watch porn. I still preach, do not watch porn. I get it, bro. It makes me look like a fucking psychopath because I just said Twitch should ban soft porn. I get it. And then boom, I pulled up. I understand. But what I'm trying to tell you is
This is just crazy.
It just doesn't make sense. The
Can I say one thing, just for the overall kick stuff? The line is porn, though. So, porn is banned, right? Nudity banned, hate speech banned. A lot of people
All
think
right,
freedom
so
of speech
now,
is hate speech. It is
here
not.
we go.
You understand? So these hard R's.
Now Kick's saying that they have tossed. Kick never had tossed, never had any terms of service, never banned anything. And now they're saying, after these content creators just did what they did, now you're going to bring this into effect? So if you two are sitting there justifying that you don't care, you should be able to stream whatever you want, the age has nothing to do with it, you don't care, it's up to the parents, etc., etc., why are you now banning nudity and porn and racial slurs? And why now? Why now? Because you look bad? Because you shouldn't have done what you did? because you don't realize that there's 8-year-olds out there that you're literally showing this to. Like, these guys are the biggest oxymorons I have ever seen or heard from. They try and justify what they did by blaming others. They try and blame the parents that the 8-year-olds are watching this stream. They're trying to completely shove it off. And now he's saying what they're banning on Kick, and they never had terms of service before. Why now? This is just blows my mind. Blows my mind.
I get it. And then boom, I pulled up. I understand. But what I'm trying to tell you is it just doesn't make sense. The
For being
One
huge
thing,
streamers.
just for the overall Kick stuff.
Doesn't make sense.
The line is porn, though. So, porn is banned, right? Nudity banned, hate speech banned. A lot of people think freedom of speech is hate speech. It is not. Do you understand? So these hard R's, these derogatory
Wait, so chat, when you go on my
words I'm
stream,
seeing
does it say
regarding,
18 plus or not?
Jewish people and other things, these are all bannable. Your accounts will get banned once we get a moderation and partnership team in place. Once we get people to be viewing chat all the time. Listen, L me all you want, but there is a difference between freedom of speech and hate speech, and hate speech will not be tolerated, and it's that simple. So porn, nudity, hate speech, death, gore, shit like this, these are the lines. I want a more free platform, but there has to be a line that's not drawn. Go ahead, Jake.
Thank you. This is gonna be Aiden. It's gonna be a one-off, all right? It's because of recency. That's it. Just based off what Train just said, last night you had a kid on with a face mask that had the Nazi symbol, some slurs on it too.
Oh my God.
Is that going to be allowed in the future?
By the way, let me answer that first because I know Train's gonna have his own thing to say. I had him on, right? And my thing is,
I didn't cover it, by the way, just so you know. I'm
oh,
curious
I know.
how this all works out.
Dude, I don't condone that shit at all. I get it.
Listen
He's on
to
my
what
stream. I
this guy
understand
has on
that.
the screen.
I closed it off after a minute. I was trying to be like, what the fuck is your problem? Why the fuck why are you doing this? I was trying to be like, basically, see what's in his brain, pick his thoughts to see why he's even doing this in the first place. I'm not here to be like, brother, you're so fucking cool. Oh my God, come on my stream and let's fucking talk. Like fuck all these people. No, I'm Jewish myself. I don't know if you knew that or not. And I obviously don't condone that shit. Okay, I'm very big on that. My whole family is. But I was trying to pick his thoughts.
Why would you have
This
that
Nazi
on
shit,
your stream?
I gotta be better again, and my moderation team's gotta be better. We're not gonna have Nazis on my stream, bro. Okay, we're not gonna do that.
Unbelievable.
Quickly, Discord call, boom, it was weird as fuck, closed off, that was it. I didn't talk to that kid after that since. He's blocked on everything. Go ahead, Trent, I'll let you go. I already know what you're gonna say, but go ahead.
I think you covered it. I mean, if you're not going to do it again, that's the important part to understand. The issue, that was a mistake.
Train already explained it. The Kick TOS, hate speech is not allowed, bro. We're not here to bring people, you know, to bring hate and negativity and any of that stuff, bro. Like,
but why
we're here to
does he
spread love
keep
and
doing
positivity.
content
Freedom of
like
speech
this?
is the thing on here. Like Train, you split it up and you made it sound great when you were talking about on your stream.
Every stream
Freedom of
he
speech is
keeps
allowed, but
pushing
hate speech is
content.
never allowed, bro. We don't fuck with that shit, bro.
You bring on porn,
And you say that.
then you
and
bring on
I'm
hate
just speaking
speech with the
from
guy with
my
Nazi symbols
perspective,
on your
the
head.
Clips I keep on seeing of the people that you either put on a Kick stream that have been very hateful or have had similar things like that kid we just talked about. So at what point do you finally say,
It
all right,
takes time.
I got to get off Omegle. I got to stop doing this kind of stuff.
No, hold on.
Do you guys at least understand why I'm a bit confused by that part?
Yeah, I think you're a bit confused by that part because you believe Twitch is the only way and the best way to do things. I disagree with that completely.
That's an
You
interesting
understand?
perspective.
Yes, bro.
Can you expand on
That's
that?
all it is.
Can you expand on that?
I think it explains itself.
Well, obviously a platform has to have a TOS and that kind of restrictions for
And
a
it
reason,
does.
right?
Yeah,
does
and I
have
just
TOS.
told you no extreme things, but I think context actually matters. So what I mean by that is, right? If Adin, he could have made a better decision early on by not bringing the individual on, but let's say he's on Omegle, right? And his and his intention is to just, do Omegle content. And somebody pops up that says some really hateful shit. I think the context matters. If he immediately closes it out and says, guys, this is not appropriate. Do not follow this. You will be banned in my community. This is not okay. I will not tolerate this behavior. He closes it out quickly and goes to the next person. That is actual context. That is actually giving someone the benefit of the doubt and allowing them to continue. The problem is, in today's world on the internet, everyone wants to assume the worst. They want to assume Adin meant to do that. He's a racist, transphobe, homophobic person, blah, 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 blah. Context actually matters. Twitch released a context actually matters clause, but it's never followed. It's followed through some bullshit political bias based on who their teachers' pets are. It's ridiculous, and I think it's fucking bullshit. But that's my answer.
It's just wrong and inappropriate. Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
These guys are justifying
Next question.
the content
Awesome.
That
Thanks
they're
for explaining all this
streaming.
stuff. This is very eye-opening.
And they
stuff
just
here
think
from
it's
your
okay.
perspective versus
Everybody
mine.
should be able to see this.
Adin, what's the most money you've ever made from a gambling deal?
Lawyer.
I mean,
Insane.
fuck it. I believe in transparency. If you want to say how much you got paid, you can say how much you got paid.
His
As far as
bottom- the bottom guy
me
is
feeling how
Trainwreck.
someone with a younger demographic
He was
should
the biggest
be on a deal or
gambling
not,
streamer on
that's something I
Twitch
can argue.
until they
'Cause I don't
banned
think
it.
But if you want to say how much you got paid, you can say how much you paid. I don't think. Fuck. I mean, people probably get
Trainwreck
pissed
is
at
a
us, but
streamer and I guess
I
his lawyer.
don't think that's a bad thing to say. Like what you've been paid a week before.
He's pocket watching. Sounds like some hating shit. Next question.
Okay. Next. All right.
Fair enough. I know you already said earlier you can't say it, but I got to ask, how much is Kick paying you for the deal? You can just go ahead and say no comment.
Pocket watching.
I'll say this. Okay. Don't listen to that Adin updates page. Okay, that motherfucker's bullshitting. That motherfucker is bullshitting.
Wait, did you say Aiden's not making 150 million for the next 2 years?
No, bro. No.
No.
I never publicly stated that, by the way.
150
Don't listen to
million.
that Adin updates channel for the numbers. Okay, he's just that my man is putting like factual shit on there, and then using like 3 factual statements to back up a 4th bullshit.
Yeah. Aiden
You know what I'm saying?
Aiden updates is funny though. He's funny.
Aiden
He's-
has to be making
Yeah, he is funny. I mean, yeah, the dude seems chill, but I
At
wouldn't trust
least
everything that's on that page.
50
I'm
to
not making
$75 million
$150 2-year deal. No, that's not.
in the next 2 years.
Okay.
At least.
More of a serious question for Aiden. Have you ever pictured a future for yourself, and this is no offense meant, right? We've seen this with Mixer either as well. If Kick were to fail, either in the near future, the far future, with your pending ban, supposedly permanent on Twitch, have you ever thought about like your future? Have you ever had a fear? I mean, you don't strike me as the kind of guy that fears the future, but have you ever actually sat back and thought about, all right, if Kick doesn't work out, what do I do next?
Aiden, I got this. I think the better question is, do all those Twitch streamers that have died on the hill of Twitch with their protected contracts, have they thought about that question? If Twitch fails, because right now Twitch is deeply into the red. God knows what's happening in the next 1 to 2 years with Twitch Prime. God knows what's happening with the splits and all the other things. So the better question is that should be directed at everyone else at Twitch and the bigger streamers that are protected by contracts that won't put anything on the line for the smaller and mid-sized creators. Are they prepared to die on the hill of Twitch and close all their other avenues off? Because who knows what's going to happen there? Thank you.
That is also a great answer, but Aiden, the first question to you.
He's trying to say that
What
Twitch
he
is
just
going to go
said,
down
but,
over the
I'll
next
add
year
on
or two.
that, like I said, man,
They've been saying
I'm not
that the
worried
last
about
5
future.
years.
I think I'll figure it out. I think no matter
Go
what,
to
where I'm
YouTube.
at, I can
Go to
I'm
Facebook.
able- I'm
Go to
able
Trovo.
maneuver myself out of problems, and I've been doing that throughout
There's
my whole
lots
life,
of other
man.
streaming
You know, like I
platforms,
said,
like the
I'm
one
very
we're on.
blessed, man. I signed the biggest
YouTube.
streaming deal of all time. And I'm just here to spread positivity, and I'm here to give back and
He
change lives
can't
somehow,
go to
somewhere. I'm gonna figure it
YouTube
out, right?
because
And I think
he
that's
gets
where I'm
banned
on
so
right now.
many
So,
times from YouTube with his
if stuff's gonna
content.
get in the way, if I'm gonna get speed
How
bumps,
bad is that when you
obstacles,
can't stream
then I'll
on
get around
YouTube
it, and
because
I'll
your
still figure out
content's
what I
so
wanna do.
bad?
It won't fail, bro. I'm bringing all my friends over. We got a lot of cool shit planned, and like I
Twitch
said,
is-
bro, we have a
who knows
platform
about
that genuinely
Twitch's
listens
financial
and wants to
stuff, right?
see, you know, we want that.
But they've
want
been
to see
saying the
every
last
creator
5
succeed on
years
this
that
shit.
Twitch is going to
To
die.
be fair to Jake's point, Aiden, I've told you this before as well. I would definitely take a little,
I would just move to YouTube.
I would, take some caution because at the end of the day, like you gotta always make sure you're good. You know
Of
what I'm
course,
saying? So
of course.
don't burn all bridges.
Yeah.
These things are important to always keep. Like, what I mean? Even I myself understand that. So Jake's not entirely wrong on that aspect or that regard, but yeah, you're right. I think it will be just fine, but you shouldn't burn all bridges
I think-
in pursuit of that.
And one thing I do want to say, though, people think that Kick is going to fail like Mixer. The thing is, Twitch was at its all-time peak when Mixer came out. Now I feel like Twitch is making stupid decisions such as the ad shit where they're making creators spam ads and basically, taking like a lot of like cuts that are unnecessary and it just all these things, man. I think Twitch is dying. So now that Kick can come into play and offer what Twitch can't, especially for small creators trying to make a living off this shit.
I think Twitch is
Now
dying.
they're kind of getting threatened, and all the big creators getting signed to multi-million-dollar deals. Now they can really like kind of start to panic because, now is a perfect time for Kick to come in and swoop and give them some competition. And we're gonna see it as it progresses, bro. We're just have to wait and see.
Can I add something real quick, or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So
I would switch to
I think
YouTube.
I keep seeing these comparisons of Mixer and Kick. I think there's a big, major difference between the two. Okay, Mixer had no understanding, and it seems to be the same case with Twitch's current higher ups as well. They have no understanding of what keeps Twitch going. They have this weird understanding that it's the huge streamers that just sit there passively with large audiences that don't actually have a community, don't have any voice, no leadership, right? Mixer picked up 2 streamers that are very, very talented, very great at the games they play, the respective games they play, and they built empires. They're very successful, and kudos to them for that. But
Chat, how do you like a kick so far, chat?
Streamers like that, and picking up streamers who are controlling the underground, who have connections in the underground, who understand how the lifeblood and the foundations of Twitch work, and what streamers hold up each section of each respective platform, right?
Blows
That's where
my
Mixer
mind.
went wrong. Mixer chose people who on paper look good, but when it comes down to the entire infrastructure of Twitch, there is no correlation or connection whatsoever with those people's streams and the entirety of the Twitch foundational infrastructure that keeps everything going. My understanding of that is the difference between Mixer and Kick, right? And you can see that for Mixer, when Mixer came out and these people signed it, did we see any movements? Did we see any conversions of other streamers? No. When Kick came out, we saw instant conversions, right? Because we weren't just we weren't just trying to get Adin Ross, 100K viewer streamer. We were fixing actual issues that Twitch has chosen to neglect and be greedy in, right? They decided to keep certain splits and take those splits and give them to larger creators through contracts, right? The entire business model over there is fucked up and corrupt. And we've decided to fix that, attack that, and come out with something that's better for all creators.
They just give you
I
better
think there's a big
splits
difference
at
between
Kick.
Kick and Mixer. Thank
They're
you.
not fixing
I like
anything
that
else.
distinction, and to
They're
kinda
just
hop on
giving
that
you a
real quick
better
before we
split.
get back to Adin. So how well is Kick funded? Because you touched on a good point there, where Mixer, they didn't really offer too much for streamers besides an alternative, right? But Kick, at the very least, is offering 95-5 splits. You have made headlines, certainly so. I believe is it 100% of, correct me if I'm wrong here, 100% of donations or a high percentage of donations also go directly to streamer. So at least you're offering things that Mixer never in their wildest dreams could have offered. So how well funded is Kick to actually offer those things has been a concern by a lot of people.
My dog with the God motor with the 700
we're
viewers.
getting
Thank you
into
so
stuff
much.
that I
700 viewer
wanna
host.
talk
Thank
about,
you.
but I will answer that question, and then we'll move back to Adin.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yep.
I don't think funding is relevant here because Microsoft and Mixer were very, very well funded, right? So funding isn't the correct question here. The correct question is greed, right? Sub splits. So people are under this weird, this weird. What's what I'm looking for? They're under this weird assumption that sub splits come from the platform, that we lose something for that, right? That we're giving money from that. No. Sub revenue is something, it's a win-win. The creator comes to a platform and he or she or they brings that subscriber revenue from their community, from other places.
Did he just
outside
say
the platform.
they,
He
chat?
loses nothing for giving somebody a good split. That's just greed. Do you understand? A platform can run properly and at least at break even if you properly set up a plan where the CCVs you get from the streamers moving over, right, are properly properly converted to toward advertisers and sponsors in the long run, right? So that's the better question. If you do it right,
So he's still
advertisers
saying
and sponsors will at least
that they're going to do
get you to
advertising
break even
and sponsors.
for allowing the streams
On
to
Kick.
be running. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. I think it could be debated, but we don't have to.
So
we
he's
don't
still
wanna
saying
go stretch that on
that
too
in the
long.
long run,
Adin,
Kick's
you
still gonna
said
have
I could ask just
advertisers,
about anything,
and they're still going to
I know
have
that
sponsors.
After the instance this past week,
So
some
they're going to
random
run
troll
ads
was
on
started
your
Twitter
stream eventually
about
anyways.
A guy who said he was your half brother.
It's bullshit. They're
Miller
doing the
Ross,
same
correct me
thing
if
as
I'm wrong.
Twitch is.
Obviously, we don't wanna
And it's only a
speak
matter of
honestly,
time
Bro, that is
before they
obviously
just
fake,
switch
bro.
it
Why
over
do
to
you
what
give
Twitch
into
is
that?
doing
Why,
to you.
why do you give into that, but you won't even say Adin Ross gave a camera guy
It's
a
the
land?
same thing.
Well, I'm just saying, why speak on that,
He's
bro?
literally
Talk,
saying-
Go ahead.
They're going to
I
do
never covered
ads
it.
and
I
sponsorships
reached out
on
to the
Kick.
guy, and he kind of gave me some
Exactly
interesting
what Twitch
responses
does.
back, and he reassured me that you were actually going to talk about this on stream. I will say that
Blows
the dude
my
had
mind, man.
an accredited job that he, on his Twitter account, everything that he pretty much put at risk. If what you're saying is true, is that he's not your real, is he in no relation at all to you?
Dude, no relation at all. No.
So you're telling me this okay? If that is true, you're telling me this freaking weirdo just made up this entire story about his back.
Yes.
Okay, so I've been in DMs with him. So if he ever sends me any proof, we can come back to this point then?
Yes, if he sends you a family photo and he can name all my family members and he can name certain childhood shit, then sure. But no, bro, don't give into that stupid ass shit, bro. Come on.
And I
Come
never
on, Jake.
covered it, but it obviously was talked about a lot, and you refuted it publicly.
And Dexter tweeted that out, bro. I don't know if you guys work together or not, bro. That come on, bro. We gotta be better than that, bro.
Well,
Can't-
we come from the same vein, so I can't knock them, and obviously I get my knocks too, right? You could hate on me because I almost did cover it. So, but I'm just curious if you had a response to that, because I know you called it fake.
Yeah. My response
If
to
that
that
is fake. That's weird as frick.
it is as fuck. You could say weird as fuck. You're on kick. You could say that.
Nah, I'm good.
Say it out loud.
I can't.
You because you're why? Because you're censored.
I'm a plant. Can you give me the answer? What, you got an explanation for this?
Say what, Adin?
He can't say fuck.
Guys,
I love
we're not
it.
here to focus. We're not here to
You
focus. on
can't say fuck, bro.
I love
Say
this,
fuck.
Train. I love this. Fuck. You really
Say
can't say fuck?
All right,
My
say
worst
this.
nightmare.
Yo, they really
Say
got
it.
you fucking
Because
tied up
it's a
like this?
professional
All right, say this then.
platform.
Say it in this context. Instead of saying, okay, go with me. Jake Lucky, Jake Sucky, Jake Fucky.
That you could do, right?
You can do that.
Jake Lucky, Jake Sucky, Jake Frick.
Okay, fair. Go ahead.
Damn, bro.
Give me an answer, Aiden. Give me an answer. Come on. So is
I
that,
just
is
told
that
you, no,
your-
I just told you
Because
that's
it's a
my fault.
professional
I don't know, brother. I
news
think that person who
reporter.
did that is weird.
That is wild.
And it is true, bro. What do you mean if? It is
I know. I
not
was
right.
gonna say. I'm just
Come
gonna
on,
say
bro.
it's sad that I had to say if true. I just wanted to.
You know, if
clarify.
Twitter wasn't a thing and the social media thing were a thing,
Unbelievable.
Jake, I really feel like you and I can conversate and get along. But the thing is, thank you, Train. I really think that this shit really got you fucked up, bro. I get it, it's your job, I understand,
Yeah.
bro, but it's like, you can't even say the word fuck. Think about that. You
All
tell me, can I say one thing? Behind
To
closed
be fair, wait, Aiden. To be
Can I
fair,
just say one thing? Behind closed doors, do you say fuck? You don't have to,
Okay, that's a good question.
yeah, off camera, in real life.
This is a different story for a different time. No, I don't. But it's just whatever.
If he doesn't, then that's fair if he doesn't want to say it, right? But if he does, then
Guys,
yeah,
this is not
say
a
it.
big. Why are we talking about this? Like what?
Because it's fucking important. Fucking important. Keyword fucking.
These guys are absolutely
Can I move on?
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Let me
go
ask you
ahead.
this real quick, actually. No, let me
It's
ask you this.
absolutely
you like pussy?
ridiculous. He's supposed to be a professional news.
I'm just here to interview Aiden.
But I'm saying, do you like pussy though? I'm gonna ask you some
don't
questions.
sit
Do you like
there
pussy?
and drop an F-bomb or these words over and
love
over
pussy.
and over and over.
I love pussy too, Trey.
This is ridiculous.
Guys,
Skip it.
let's see. Well, they're gonna troll now because I asked.
This
it like
is
that.
ridiculous.
I would honestly say, bro, above the age of 16 and 17 up, I would say the average is probably in the 20s, like 20-ish, 21, 22. Probably.
20s?
I believe so. Yes. Train, you don't think so?
Lawyer? Has someone say?
You don't think so?
Well, I'm
I
as
think
lawyer
we're growing up.
technically,
I think,
it
bro,
can't be proven because people could lie about their age or whatever the hell, so
Right.
we can't say. But let's just say my
Train.
community is
Train.
in the average of 20s,
Train.
mid-20s. So I
Everyone-
don't know if...
Train, everyone, Train, let me just say one thing. Everyone that I have in Discord, always for talent shows and stuff, they're all over 18 every single time. I drag random people every time. I might get one 14, 15-year-old, they get disconnected like that. My viewers have been, they're pretty much, they're older now than they were a year or two ago. So,
There's no way. They're
Yeah, I
lying.
believe that.
not really. They're growing up.
There's no way his average is
I-
20 to
it's
25.
I guess now that I'm thinking about it, right? Like obviously that can become a clip, and it's like
There's no
the
way.
majority of streamers probably have a close age gap within a few.
That's
years.
not true. I think Speed has the youngest fan base out of me, Kai, and Speed, and Bruce, and your age and stuff, and Gideon. I think Speed has the youngest for sure. I don't know.
That's a fair statement, I think.
Yeah. But, I don't know. Like I said, bro, I believe that people
I do
are-
think most streamers have a young audience.
I think it
Yeah.
tailors towards young. That's
I would say mine is honestly.
I don't-
I would say mine is getting older though. I'm telling you, I don't have a lot of young people watching me anymore.
Wrong.
I think the important
That's
thing
a
is
lie.
this, like whether they are or aren't. I think the better question is the content that you're putting out, are you trying to cater toward younger people, or are you trying to cater toward your own age group? Right.
That's a lie
That's
again.
a better question in my opinion. Because
I would
realistically,
say my own age group, bro. I've been doing things that like I don't know, bro. I've been doing things that like people have lately not like my own community has not been liking lately, and they know that my core has not been fucked with the content I've been put out lately, like podcasting and talking about certain things and all these topics. I'm trying to really cater towards more of the older people, the people that are more mature and grown. That's just what I've been on. I like doing that more, and it's something I like enjoying.
See how these
putting
guys
out.
are deflecting?
So
It's
I
an
guess what I was
absolute
getting
lie.
at,
His
do you
crowd
feel
is young.
responsibility, like knowing that at least part of your audience, I think some might argue a big part of your audience is younger than you. Do you ever feel like a responsibility? And that's a great question from Train too. Like, not that you're
Yeah, of
directing
course.
towards them or your own, but do you ever feel a responsibility of what you're putting out there? Then, like, that can influence a lot of people, a lot of impressionable people.
For sure, bro. I've learned throughout my career of certain stuff that I've done, and you know, certain things. But I think I think it's the parents' fault if you know, if they're not of age to be able to be influenced and stuff. I really do look at the parents. I mean, on my stream, whenever I'm doing certain things that require a certain age, I'm always putting 18 plus and stuff. I kind of already answered this question though. You know, we already talked about it earlier. But yeah, that's
You have an answer?
I mean, that's what I said. We talked about parents training. I remember you spoke on it.
Yeah, I think what falls on the streamer is I think one of the only responsibilities that falls on the streamer is to always be transparent, you know, to not mislead, right? So, you know, those kind of things are important, right? So let's say for gambling, for example, right? For me, I've always been known to have an older, one of the oldest actually demographics on all of Twitch, and I'm sure on Kick as well. But still, I think it's the streamer's responsibility to not mislead, not sell a false reality, right? To be transparent about all these things. That's what falls on the responsibility of the streamer. As far as who's watching, I think that falls on the responsibility of the parents.
Thank you,
Understand?
Trey.
Like, because we get into a real slippery slope once we start saying, oh, well, there's a 12-year-old watching. So where do we stop that, Jake? Like, do we stop it at, you know, politics, at, you know, a hot tub streamer? At, like, where does the line get drawn? Because the problem is, if we set a standard for one thing, right, you know damn well the next thing comes up, then the next thing, then the next thing you know, we're on a platform where you can only sit there and read fucking church sermon, right? Like, and even then, it'll be like, wait a second, I don't want my 12-year-old watching a Christianity video. What if my 12-year-old's Muslim? What if my 12-year-old is, you know, something else? So, like, where does it end? There has to be something where the parents take responsibility of how they raise their kid. On top of that, I remember the shit that I saw when I was younger. This idea that because I see Adin doing something, I'm gonna become that person. It is just such bullshit. It's virtue signaling trash from creators who are trying to hold back other creators that don't fit their mold and aren't giving them a piece. Because realistically, bro, the responsibility is in the parent to raise their kid right. So if the kid sees something, they can make their own decisions once they're old enough. The shit that I saw, if I turned out based on what I saw when I was 14 years old, right, bro, God knows what the fuck I'd be. But when my parents raised me right, so I gathered everything I witnessed, everything I saw, and I made my own decisions when I became old enough. So this idea that, you know, if someone watches Adin at 12, they're gonna become this fucking crazy extremist villain at fucking 22, it is bullshit.
Yeah,
it is such bullshit.
And I want to add on, Trey, thank you for that. I want to add on, what about rappers that rap about fucking bitches and selling drugs and shit? When I was 14, when I was 12, I had a PSP and I listened to Get Rich or Die Trying and Eminem all the fucking time, all day. I didn't become a drug dealer and doing drugs and hate my mom like cleaning out my closet, Eminem said. And I didn't do all these things. Look at Ice Spice and Cardi B and all these rappers talking about, look at my fat ass. Oh my God, I'm gonna dance on this pole naked. And oh my God, look at my ass. Oh my God, fuck me. Oh my God, I'm gonna fuck you and then rob you. And then, you know what I mean? Like, I don't, you know, so it's the same thing. You know, hold people responsible if you're going to on all levels, not just this.
You should start saying frick more. I think you'd enjoy it. I think it might catch
At the same time, Redneck, they're trying to
I'm a
explain.
realist. I'm me. I'm authentic. I'm allowed to say what the fuck I want. Like, there's two genders,
Get
Mr.
a
Lucky.
rap song or a video
devil's
can be
advocate to all that
compared
and the
to
counter
what
that,
you would say or
you know,
do
that
in
your
a
lawyer
stream
spent
that
this
they
whole
were
time
doing.
would be that when it comes to streamers, a lot of these kids are watching their favorite streamers for 4, 6, 8 hours a day. They're watching you every single day as opposed to just one music video. So I think it's fair to say that they're impressionable to the point where your humor, maybe your lifestyle, maybe all these things that you do might have greater influence on these kids.
It just
than a
it
rapper
blow.
would. You have greater influence.
Want to hear the base take?
Let's go.
I'll give you a based response to that. In my opinion, it's based and it's way ahead of this time. if you want to get to the real damaging shit mentally and psychologically, I think this idea that we've perpetuated in the streaming world that we are role models, we need to act perfect and robotic, causes far more psychological damage and trauma, because we look at these streamers, especially younger impressionable audiences, and say, wait a second, I'm not that. I have these feelings.
And what's
These
my
feelings aren't
rule,
normal,
though?
'cause
What's
this
my
person
number
doesn't
one
have them.
rule
Oh, this
this
person's
year?
perfect. This person doesn't cuss. Doesn't
What's
do this,
my
doesn't do this,
number
doesn't do
one
that.
thing
And
that I
suddenly
wanted to
people
do
start
this
not
year
liking
as a
themselves,
streamer?
start hating themselves because they think that is
Just
what a human should be. But in
be
reality,
me.
that is not what a human should be. These perfect robotic showings
Because
of
there's a lot of streamers.
lead to sadness.
This is a good point that they're
This is
making
why those streamers
right now.
are miserable and
To a point, this is a good point that they're making. Just think from a streamer side of it. A lot of streamers are put in the limelight or talked about if they act or do something that maybe a lot of people don't like, or it's not in a positive way, or they're just purely talking about. A lot of streamers can't fully be who they are because there is expectations on the platform or from, say, a certain game that you play community-wise that kind of pushes you into a certain lane, redneck. So, if I just all of a sudden came out tomorrow and I was dropping every single swear word under the sun, every two, you know what I mean? Calling somebody effing dog water, you're freaking trash, like, if I just went off, people would be like, whoa. You know what I mean? All of a sudden people would literally sit there and just go, whoa. There is a lane in which you stay in. So this year, my number one goal again, because I had so many different influences around me as a streamer last year. There was a lot of different voices saying a lot of different things and what I was supposed to do, what they wanted to do, what I couldn't do, what you should be doing. There was a lot of people trying to influence me in what I did. And at the end of the day, all of them are gone. They all had different takes on stuff. It was driving me insanely batty. It was driving me insane. Some were saying, you got to stay family friendly. You got to do this. You got to do that. You just got to stay on that course. You can't say anything wrong, right? And then there's others going, dude, who cares? Just let loose. Do whatever you want. Say whatever you want. But then you lose this crowd. If you do this, you lose this crowd. If you do this, you lose this crowd. At the end of the day, this is a proper point that they're making that I really think that I hammered home when I said over Christmas. I literally took, you know what I mean, those 4 or 5 days off, that week off, and literally said, you know, I'm going to do me this year. That's it. I don't care what anyone else is whispering in my ears. I'm going to be me this year. And if I feel like saying shit ass in the chat, I want a 50-50 experience with mine. I want it so that we have parameters. We can have fun. We can say fun things. You know, you can say that your day is shit in the chat. But at the same time, me personally, I don't want you talking about the sexual acts or porn in my chat. I don't want racism in my chat. There's always stuff that me as a person, I don't want. And even if it wasn't against Toss, I still don't want that, right? But the point is these streamers know, and any streamer that's been around 2 or 3 years, that's just the honest truth. There's a lot of people around you that do this, redneck. There's a lot. I get messages on the daily. Let's just be honest, because I'm always transparent. Let's be honest. I get messages on the daily to either do content with people. We should be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. Are we doing this? How can you help me? What can we do? What can we get from Giver 90? And you know what I mean? We're trying to, like, it's always, I literally feel like a lot of people take from us. Absolutely. It's very hard to be yourself when there's a lot of people around you that are pulling you in different directions. I get asked every day from different people in different communities to constantly be helping them, to be doing this, to be doing that, to be doing this. And it's very hard to focus on the content that you would like to do with other people just constantly doing this to you. So that's why the dynamic has changed for me over the last year. I used to have a lot of influencers on what we did with content. Now I don't. I have an amazing mod staff that's always there, always welcoming, being freaking amazing. But the majority of the content now falls on me because it's stuff that I want to be doing, stuff that I think caters to our community. It's fun for me. It's not stressful. It allows me to be me and express me the way that I want it to come across. And that's the big difference. I don't have all these personalities tugging at me in every different direction anymore. And a lot of streamers won't come out and tell you guys that there's always people tugging and pulling at you. They always want something. They always, think you should be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. You can't say this. You can't say that. It's always tugging and pulling. Now, again, there's a big difference between going on stream and just crap talking someone or crap talking another community. That's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? If you're just going to sit there and that's your content of shit talking somebody, then you've absolutely, that doesn't have anything, that's nothing to do with your content. It says as a person that you're a moron and that you're literally, I'm taking up space in your head, right? So if people are actually doing that, it's ridiculous. What these streamers, again, are trying to say is they want to be able to be themselves without everybody telling them what they can do or what they can say, etc. So they do make a point that a lot of us are censored in what we say and what we do and how far you can go. There's a certain group of people at each platform that decide how far you can go, right? Twitch has an extreme amount of rules in place on how far that you can go. Same with YouTube. They have a lot of rules in place, but again, it's about lawsuits. It's about what's acceptable in society right now. Not 10 years ago, not 20 years ago. What's acceptable to today's standards in society. That's why there's toss. That's why there's rules. That's why there's things that people aren't ready for. So, to do a porn stream like Adin Ross did, that's not acceptable in today's society. So, of course, you're going to get backlash. You can't be showing 10-year-olds that. What 10-year-olds do in their own time and at home is that's their problem and their parents. What you do on your stream, knowing that that's going to affect 100,000 kids that are watching it, and of course their parents aren't there to say no, you know what I mean, or find out, that's where the line has to be drawn, right? Am I streaming tonight? Yeah. YouTube, Sean, we like to do IRL events, pick streamers' brains, etc. What's going on in the communities? So some of this interview is kind of far-fetched on what these guys are trying to say and do and justify. And some of this, they're going to have one or two good points where streamers are extremely censored and a lot of them can't be themselves because of A, rules, B, parameters, or what people expect out of them in their community, C, people pulling and tugging, we should all be doing this, but I don't want to do this with this person because this is the way they are. And there's just a lot to streaming and behind the scenes with a lot of streamers, how you can act on stream, what you can do. And a lot of streamers can't be themselves. And when they are, it's very controversial like this, right? So when somebody's true form comes out on stream, it's usually controversial because it's not the norm in society. And if that is a good point that they're making out of this whole mumble jumbo. So it's just not, it'd be like me coming on and telling you guys about all the bar stories and all the horrific things that would happen. Is that acceptable? Do you want to know that? No, you don't want to know that. And I don't want to be saying that. It happened. It's true life, but I'm not going to sit there and be transparent about every single thing that happened, you know, or incriminate yourself, or you drank too much, or you did this, or you did that. Some things are just left best unsaid. You can be transparent without telling your whole life story to people. Like, there's a big difference, right? Transparency or stuff that people just don't need to know. It's nobody's business, you know, 13 years at the nightclub, what I did day in and day out. Or else I would have put it on video, right? So it's nobody's business. There's a big difference, you know, between transparency, like when we get donos, 100% of that goes back into the stream. That's transparent. You guys see that on the monthly. You know what I mean? So it's all about finding your groove, finding the happy spot of who you are and what you stream, being able to be you without being so vulnerable to everybody that your anxiety is so high that you can't stream. Because there's a lot of streamers that have this huge anxiety about, it's not just numbers, it's about them being vulnerable or people constantly asking about their life or invading in. I think that's one of the biggest things when you're a streamer. You have to accept this stuff. People are going to know your name. They're going to know where you live. They're going to find you. They're always going to do that stuff, right? I have my own name on friggin' PayPal. I even came out and said it on, you know, Twitch streams 2 weeks ago. My name's Adam. You're going to find me eventually, and I have accounts on it that literally say my name's Adam. But I said that on a Twitch stream. Nobody cares because they just consider us the Giver 90 crew. It's a community. And that's the difference. I've made it so that it's a community. Everybody's involved, and everybody loves being here. It's not about G90 Bomber or Adam for say. These guys purely, it's not about community. These guys literally run what they want, when they want, how they want. There's a big difference between your top tier streamers and the lower tier ones that are me, like at the very bottom. Even though you average, say, 40 to 50 a stream, I'm still a low tier streamer. But I'm enjoying what I do. I'm still able to do just, you know, content that I want to do, enjoy that I do, without going over any lines. You know what I'm saying? So you can enjoy what you do without putting all that stress on you, without having all those voices, you know, people pulling you in which different direction. You have to literally sit down and go, this is what I want. This is what we're going to do. And this is the direction in which we're going to move in. And that's what you need to do. That's exactly what I did in December. And it has changed everything about streaming for me and why I got in it and what I wanted to do. It was purely, I enjoyed the social aspect. It was something that I really wanted to do because I used to be a professional gamer. I enjoy people's time. I enjoy, you know, spending, you know, that 3 hours a night with people, just playing games again, just having fun, just being a kid, just enjoying something that's not toxic around you, right? That's the whole point. Stop listening to all that white noise and the mumble jumble around you and pushing for partners. You got to do this for content. Oh my God, your numbers and. You have to have specific reasons why you enjoy what you do. And that's what I have this year. I enjoy the new Fortnite season, absolutely. So, you can be honest and transparent and open with your community without crossing a lot of your personal lines that you have. And it's very easy to do so. Stop putting all this stress on yourself. Just do what you do. It was just like, there was a comment about I should be doing Fortnite YouTube shorts and TikTok. And I don't want to do that. My shorts and my TikTok content is all about what I want to do. It's my reactionary videos that I enjoy doing that I want to give to everybody. So that's why I made our main channel on YouTube is just funny stuff that happens within the community with you guys. And that's the content I enjoy sharing on YouTube. But my shorts and my TikTok, that's something that I also enjoy. That's totally different content. And I get a lot of views considering I posted a TikTok and got almost 11,000 views. We just had our biggest content video, reactionary, 11,000 views just the other day on TikTok. Just the other day. 11,000 views. It's awesome. I've had videos, shorts, reactionary shorts on YouTube. I think I was in there with Sassy that night that I posted it. Sassy, you remember when I posted it with the girls showing each other? That was 106,000 views. It's content that I find fun, that I enjoy, that I can do on my own. It's just different content, right? And it's been somewhat successful, right? So you have to find those things, you know what I mean? Been lurking and listening? Yeah, it's all about, you have to be true to yourself. You have to be true to what you want to do. True to the people around you. I think last year I really learned the lesson, and I'm just going to be honest again. Because on YouTube, I'm extremely transparent, and again, it's different content. Last year, I listened to too many people around me. I had too many voices. I had too many problems. And too many people behind the scenes saying too much shit. And in December, like I said, I'm like, I gotta sit down here. I gotta know what I want, the content and what I want to do, how I'm gonna feel personally, and what I want to do. And I literally have those written down. The two biggest things. I'm gonna be me this year. And number two, I can only control what I can control. I can't control the viewers being there. I can't control what people say. I can't control what people do. I can't control all of that stuff, so why care? I throw it aside. I can control what I say in the stream, what we do for content, how much fun I'm going to have that night. That's what you can control. So to keep stressing out about all of this stuff, wipe your hands and throw it. The same goes with IRL, and I've been practicing what I preach every single day, and this is the big kicker. My PTSD specialist has literally been working with me for 2.5 years, and I've been really trying hard to do a lot of this stuff. And it's really hard to relearn everything I should have learned growing up. But I practice what I've been preaching with that. You can only control so much in your life, and the other stuff that you can't, throw it. Throw it. And that's what I've been doing. All of that stuff that hindered me streaming last year and weighs down on you, all of those voices, what people say, what they do behind the scenes, all of that stuff that just adds that pressure, that big ball that weighs on your shoulders, the stress. I just ball it and throw it. And now, when people come in and they're toxic as crap, or they're saying shit about Giver90, or they don't like me, or they don't like somebody in my chat, or, ball it, ban it, see ya. That's it. And now they get angry because literally, I don't let them take space in my head. You guys see that? If you let people rent that space in your head, you're not going to sleep. You're going to be stressed. You're constantly going to be fighting, constantly in drama, constantly doing all this stuff, right? I literally just ball it, ban it, throw it. The odd time people message me, send a video, something that, you know what I mean? I go, okay, yep, this guy's an idiot. This guy's an idiot. 3 months later, 5 months later, after they're banned, they're still talking about me. You know what I mean? They're still talking about us 3 months down the road after they've been banned. What does that tell you? They don't hate us. They loved our community. They love what we do and who we are. And they got banned. Why else would you still be talking about somebody? You know what I mean? Kill them with kindness, you know? Why not? Sassy, I got tired. My job was fighting for 13 years. And growing up was fighting for the full 18 years. I fought all the way till I was 18. I got a job that involved fighting until I was 31. You get tired, you know? The mental stress of 2 jobs right up until I was, you know, because I did 2 jobs at the board for 3 years too after I did my 2 jobs for 13 years. So right up until I was like 38-ish, 39, boom. Boom. It was horrible. The stress, physically, mentally, emotionally, just it kills you. It kills you. You know, if I can relate that message to people right now on stream, in Twitch, don't matter. You can only control so much crap, you know? This year, I'm purely focusing on Giver 90, our content, what we do, who we work with, how many streams we do. I'm balancing my home life with streaming. A lot of people just sit there and stream for 10, 12 hours. And that's not me. I have kids to see, you know, I have a fiance to see, I have outside to see, different places that we want to go, you know, like, because March breaks here, which would be equivalent to like spring break in the States. She's going away for 2 or 3 days. I would like to go away for 2 or 3 days. So it's just all about finding balance, being happy streaming, loving what you do, loving the people around you, having a great support team. And I can't thank my moderators enough, and the VIPs and everybody that comes in. The support now is insane. There's so many good people with good intentions around me now. A lot of people have hidden agendas, bad intentions, ill will behind the scenes, you know? They're like, what can we take to grow this community? What can we take from that community so we can copy that? Or what can we do with this community to take their followers? Like, there's always stuff that's just constant take, right? And all of those people, that attitude, everything, I just pushed away. It's about us, what we do, happiness, and finding that balance. And I'm truly, since December, my eyes have been open. My brain's been a lot clearer. I've been trying to really take in information, learn what happened last year. I really learned a lot last year when it came to streaming, myself, people around me, attitudes, the good and the bad sides of streaming Twitch. I just learned a lot about what I need to do personally, what I want to do streaming, what I want to do family-wise, perfect balances, how I can learn more, especially from my specialist, and incorporate it within my life and pass it on to people. Because when I'm better, then everybody else around me is better. When I'm learning, or they're teaching, or I'm teaching and they're learning, just take it in. Take it in, relax, do your thing, right? again, I've always been transparent, and there's nothing wrong with having open conversations like this to really tell people where I'm at, or where you're at, or where the community's at. And the honest 100%, I'm not looking for opinion, but where exactly I'm at and where the community's at, honest answer is the happiest I've ever been streaming. This is 100% the happiest in 2.5 years that I have ever been streaming, because I get to enjoy the people around me. I have the right people around me. The community is nothing but love and support. We can all be ourselves. Whereas last year I was really hindered. I was really stressed and pushed into a lot of things I didn't want to do, and I would just lash out because people just kept pushing and pushing. And I would literally tell everybody, get the fuck away from me. Like, you have those days, right? Where it's too much stress, too many opinions, too many people with their hands in the cookie jar. And you just gotta go, right? You just, everybody has that moment where you're just like, no, right? And I had a few of those moments last year where I'm just like, this is insane. What are you doing to me, right? Like, I learned huge. And that's the honest answer. I'm in the best spot that I've been in a long time. I'm working on myself weekly with my specialists. I'm in the best spot streaming that I've ever been. I've had the best people around me in the 2.5 years right now than I ever have. The content in what we're doing is fun. I'm adding marbles in again every week. So every Wednesday we're going to be doing marbles again because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy it. So we're going to be adding in some of the games that I wanted to play for a while. There's some big giveaways and fun things that are coming up that I haven't released yet. I'm going to talk to the mods, but I was doing it this morning. It's going to be fun, and nobody's done it. I like to think outside the box, and there's a fun giveaway I've never seen anybody do before, like the other ones, like our Christmas one, our Valentine's Day with the balloon, how we do the gold coins here. This next giveaway that I thought of, I was just like, why didn't I do this before? You know? It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that's back to the interview. But I can honestly tell people face to face that this is the happiest I've ever been streaming. It's the healthiest I've ever been streaming mentally, physically, and emotionally. I literally tell everybody, get the hell out. If you're not here for the right intentions, you're not here to have fun with the community, play with us, enjoy, chat. If you're not here for all of that, why are you here? There's lots of other communities for you to go do that in. And that's where I'm at this year. That's exactly where I'm at. And I feel good about it. And when I feel good about it, it usually resonates, and everybody else around you feels good about it too. So if I'm going to be honest, for sure, by far this year, since December, this is the happiest I've ever been. It's the happiest I've ever been. It's the most I've ever been myself in stream. It's the most I've ever enjoyed. That's it. That's the honest truth. And that's what you get out of me. You get me every day on stream, the same bomber that enjoys doing what I do. And at the end of the day, we're going to keep doing what we do. I'm not worried about anybody else and what they're doing. It's just purely tunnel vision and the people around me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we're good. I'm good. I'm in a good spot.
Sad all the time. They don't stream. They take 3-month breaks at a time, 4 hours a month streaming.
And,
it is fucking.
And
as I'm telling you,
there's nothing wrong with it. and they're on they're on antidepressants and they do things to numb their pain and stuff. And look,
Listen
there's nothing
to
wrong. I have family members that are on that too. But I'm just saying.
I wouldn't go to those areas, bro. But
I'm not attacking it. All I'm saying is this.
I know you're not.
I'm not. But Trey, what I was gonna say was, let's not try to idolize everyone.
Yeah, once I'm
what I'm
done.
trying to say? Like, it's just it's setting a standard to idolize streamers when reality, bro, we're really fucked up. I'm not a normal person.
Yeah, I'm just gonna finish this interview.
yeah, but you have to be careful of using that to rationalize and justify stupid behavior, right? At the end of the day, like, you can't say I'm fucked up and then go do fucked up shit and say, oh, well, I'm human, right? So there's two sides to it. There has to be a happy medium between the two, right? I do think the extreme ideology of these sponsors that sponsor streamers that are perfect robotics, smile on their face all the time.
Wait,
they don't say
did
fuck,
I
they don't
just
say
sell?
shit,
Yes or
they don't
no?
ever do anything with their friends. They're always like, hey, how are you? Are you having a good day? Yes, I am. That is not human. That is not realistic. It's setting a standard that no human will ever meet. And people, I think that causes more psychological damage and trauma than Adin pulling up a fucking Pornhub site on the fucking page. And I don't see
like
any
to
covers
ask
on that.
people
Why?
how
Because
their
we're not
day
there
is.
as a
How's that not
society to see
human?
that damage yet. Because that damage,
How's that
it's
not
not something you
human?
can see. That happens behind the scenes. There's
I
no
don't
actual data
smile
on that.
about
It's
it
not
every
like
day.
you know what's happening from experience yourself
I
in
ask
real life
people how their
when
day
you're
is.
viewing that kind of shit, right?
Pretty sure
I
that's
think
normal.
I think we should get to a time where sponsors say, you know what? Let's, maybe we don't sponsor someone that's extreme and says crazy shit all the time, but should we really push out this idea that human beings are this perfect robotic thing? Like, think about what that is saying to younger people who are, by the way, at their most vulnerable when it comes to self-identity. And you could use that argument and say, oh, well, they're impressionable. They're watching Adin do this. That's when it comes down to parents, though, right? That's when it moves. That's the line where I believe it moves to parents to properly raise their child, know what they're doing at all times. And obviously we can go further down to this argument, at another time. But it's a very lengthy one. It's going to take like 2-3 hours.
But it does go. Thank you, Shay, for saying that. It does go both ways. Like, can I ask you a question? And I love Lizzo, but like, why is she worship, but she's like, obese?
What?
What?
Your lawyer on this.
What? I'm actually asking a genuine question. No, I'm not trying to I'm for real, train. Like, what's
Can you guys debate this while I go pee? Am I allowed to go pee?
Yeah, go ahead. I want to ask Trey about that.
No, you're right, Redneck. They're not.
Yeah.
How old are you?
Me?
Yeah.
32.
Oh, you're my age.
I got a small bladder too, so I'll get ready.
Let's take a look at those thighs, boy. Yeah, stand up.
Yo, really, train?
Bro, what the fuck
All right,
does
we're going to
Lizzo-
skip their content
But
until he comes back.
So like in certain contexts, people...
Because I don't want to hear
Okay, I'm gonna hit some fast
their
fire
crap
questions.
behind the scenes.
Are we allowed to expand on the whole steak and kick stuff or no?
But I mean, what are you talking about?
Wait a second. I know what happened.
What?
I know what happened.
What happened, Trey?
I mean, I could be completely schizo and paranoid here. Some people pulled you over, huh? Hey, Jake.
Oh, I got a list.
Come over here. I gotta
got
take a
a
piss.
list.
Say you gotta take a piss. Say
I have a small bladder and a list.
Expand on this, brother. Expand on this. Say this. We got some messages right now. Yeah. Say this.
You can just say no. I
They're
have a
trying to
list.
pull it out of
Right
him
here.
right now.
Ding ding.
Yo, we called you a ding train.
Okay, you can't take it. All right,
It's okay, bro. It's okay. He says
you-
ding ding. I say dickhead.
Can you at all expand on that partnership between steak and kick? And if not, it's totally cool.
No, it's pretty simple. So Kick and Steak are two separate businesses, right? But the investors of, Steak are invested in Kick, right? A big investment in Kick.
So Stake being the
a Steak owner
in the gambling
is invested
is backing
in Kick.
Gotcha. Thank you.
To a large degree, yes.
And then, so real quick, totally backtracking as well. Earlier, I think, Train, you also mentioned, and this is back on the Twitch thing, Adin, this could also bring you in as well. You don't got to touch on it. You mentioned, and I know you guys got a lot to say. I was going to hop into this later when I said Kick versus Twitch. But you said, like, Twitch teachers' pets?
Yes.
Oh, Train's about to go crazy.
Yes.
Don't got to expand on it, but I'm just curious what you mean by that. And Adin, you can obviously chime in too.
You know what he means. But go
What
ahead,
I mean
you
is
gotta-
this.
Yeah,
Okay.
go.
Here's what I mean. Okay. What I mean is these streamers, right? The contracted ones that you see all the time. You
Who the
report on
teacher's
them,
pets,
right?
chat?
The ones
Name
that
'em.
pretend like everything's perfect.
Name the
and
streamer's chat.
do-gooders, right? They do things for show. For example, right? They'll band together, and for the clicks and the clout, say, hey, let's all boycott our ad revenue for the highest ad month, and boycott Twitch. And if they don't ban gambling, we don't stream. They'll do these things knowing damn well that they gain from the popular opinion. But when it comes to real issues such as creator splits, such as the smaller and mid-sized creators, do you see them boycotting their protected Twitch contracts? Do you see them boycotting their highest ad months? No, because they don't actually give a fuck. They'll only do it if they get maximum clout and likes from something that they know the public hates. But when it comes to real issues such as splits, money, the ad incentive programs, poor rates, these things, do you see them banding together and boycotting Twitch? No. These are the teachers' pets. Do you understand? It's all for fucking show. There's no consistency in any of their, between what they preach and their actual actions. And that's what I mean. It's just a big fucking monopoly of people trying to mold other people into content that they themselves can get a piece of, and if they cannot, they will vilify you. And that's what we saw in the beginning stages with Adin, Kai, Bruce, Your Rage, and Speed.
And pull you in
saw
the
them come in.
they want
These guys
you to move.
refuse to give them a piece, refuse to join their kingdom they've created. And what do we see in the first 3 months? A war. A war that set out to ruin Adin, to ruin Bruce, to ruin Kai, to destroy them, to deplatform them, to remove them from Twitch. This is the kind of monopolization that's happening if you don't fit into a certain mold, and Twitch backs it, whether it's malicious or whether it's unintentional and Twitch is just naive. I don't know. I can't comment on that.
What has Kai done?
It's not about what Kai's done. It's about that war that broke out between the Poggers community and the WNL community, right?
Because I just see from my perspective, like, Kai's doing incredible. And he hasn't
I'm referring to the beginning stages, brother. The beginning stages, and let's touch upon that. Kai has been doing incredible. So where is his $10 million a year contract? Where is his true ad split, ad revenue? Where's all that?
I might have to have you back on a separate time because I think we could talk about everything you bring up for a lot longer. Is it fair to say that these deals have
interesting?
We shouldn't
do it. Come on. But you're asking about my deals. Talk about the deals. You're asking about my personal.
If you guys are cool with time,
yeah.
Too,
come on.
I want to focus on Adin interview. So
yeah, but you want to talk about deals? Let's talk about everyone's deals. Come on.
Okay, so from my perspective, these streamer deals are drying up like crazy. I mean, if Kai had done what he did today, a year ago, 2 years ago, heck yeah, I would assume he'd be set up for a really freaking hefty contract. Ninja, Shroud, lucky with timing. Nick Merckx, lucky with timing of where the space was, and the space is not in a space where now we're.
So this is telling you about
I wouldn't say
streaming
lucky
a bit.
with timing because all of them just renegotiated contracts recently and they got renewed. If it was a lucky with timing thing, Twitch would have declined the renewals of those. So Twitch believes.
Is Twitch
Chad, do not call me oven boy.
Back then, and I don't think they are.
They're not giving the big money in that sense, but they're giving ridiculous deals to a group of people. I think the Nick Merckx deal is fine. I think Nick Merckx is a valuable streamer. There's a lot of streamers that I think they should lock up that are beneficial and are necessary to like keep Twitch's core going.
Jake.
But I think a lot of the streamers that they do back, just these are the teachers' pets I'm referring to. I think that is the corruption. There is no basis to why certain streamers should have deals like that, and others like Kai and Adin at the time. Obviously now he's gotten into some trouble, done some stupid shit. But right, there's no reason why these guys shouldn't have bigger deals or at least deals if they're going to get renewed.
Well, Jake, let me ask you a question. Jake, let me ask you one question. Kai is the biggest streamer on Twitch. Speed is the biggest streamer on YouTube. They still get hit with bans. They still get hit with all this stuff. And here's the thing. Twitch shows fake love to Kai by tweeting at him and following him and gifting subs. But the real love comes where, hey, Kai, let's make sure you feel at home here. Let's give you a multi-million-dollar deal. Make sure you know you're good and you're good and you're set here. True. Why are they not doing that? But they're offering people who are involved in this little cult Twitch pet, like Train said, they care so much about Twitch and their communities, right? And they're small streamers, but they don't ever preach that these motherfuckers are literally getting fucked by getting 50-50 sub deals and getting spam with ads, and it just doesn't make sense. It's inconsistent. Do you understand? Speed doesn't have a max contract on YouTube. He's the biggest YouTube streamer. It just doesn't make sense.
speed is banned on Twitch, so the leverage is lessened. Now, I hear your point, and I think I agree with actually a bit of what you said there. And I think a lot of those streamers that got deals, it was a different time. But it's also
interesting.
like when you think about it, okay, here's my counter to that. I agree. Kai should be having the biggest deal Twitch has ever offered or close to, right? But the bigger question is,
It's
now that you
interesting.
said that, if Kai is not leaving to a platform like Kick, who is offering him, I want to ask him why. What does he see in Twitch? Some sort of stability. He obviously sees something that is worth a counter to a potentially multi-tens of millions of dollars from Kick. But I agree with you on that other notion too, right? He should be getting that deal regardless. from
It's actually
Twitch.
the other. It's the other way around for the Kick stuff.
Can you expand?
I can't.
Motherfricker.
It's
Effort.
like.
If you say the word fuck, we'll expand. How about that? If you say fuck,
No, we're not going to expand.
I know. I
It's
just,
not offering
I just want
time.
to make sure he says fuck. I wanted to say fuck so
Listen to
bad.
what he
bro,
said.
please.
But do you
who cares?
understand? Do you understand my point though? If Kai is not getting a deal,
Kick's
I'm still curious
not
why he's
offering
going
Kai a
elsewhere then.
contract.
He obviously feels like Twitch is a great place to be.
Because he doesn't have an offer yet like that. That's why. You're assuming that there was a Kick offer on the table.
I saw the tweets, Train, so I figured there was an offer maybe in the works.
In the works and on the table are two different things.
Got you. Okay. So you guys are saying you don't think that Kick is you don't think Twitch is going to offer Kai a multi-million-dollar deal that he deserves?
I hope they do. Personally, even though I'm on Kick here, I hope they give Kai everything he deserves.
Chad,
I hope
you
they
guys
give
think
him
Twitch is going to, yes or
$10 million a year.
no?
I hope they give him a true 50-50 ad split, not revenue, not sub-split, sorry, ad split. As you know, it's advertised as if we all get 50-50 on ads, but it's capped at a certain CPM, so we're not actually getting 50-50, right? If you look at a real 50-50 ad deal for the contracted streamers, I'll give you an example, right? If I'm making, let's say,
This
40K a
is
month on ads
interesting.
because of my premium deal that I have, right? That's not a real 50-50 split on ads. That's capped at a certain CPM value. If you look at a real contracted streamer that has an actual contract with Twitch, right? And you look at their ad contract,
I gotta pee.
when they make 50-50, they're making 40K a stream, right? So just on ads. So it's like there's a lot of things that are misleading in the contracts as is. So I hope Kai gets a $10 million a year contract, even if it means
This
he doesn't
is
come
the
to Kick.
big
I hope he
streamers
gets that, because that's what Twitch should be
really
striving for. They've disconnected from the creators.
spewing
They've
a
literally
lot of
gotten
stuff
way too big. They don't care about
that
anything
wouldn't
other
normally
than
be
the
talked
bottom
about
line, which they're not even
out
meeting
loud.
anymore. And all they do care about is locking up streamers that, in my opinion, have no business being locked up at all. They're not doing anything. They just fit the perfect mold Twitch wants on their magazine covers, right?
This is
That's
perfect with him peeing though. Real quick, I had a question actually for you too, because
Yeah.
you know you find yourself in a very unique spot where you still have a huge following on Twitch and obviously
Yes.
a huge following to be and obviously going to be in the future on Kick too.
Yeah.
And I saw a thread the other day, and they were like, "Man, I just feel really bad." And I know you're going to correct this anyway, but like I feel bad for Train because he is offering a potential solution to streamers with these high splits, these high ad deals, or monetary benefits for streamers that Twitch does not offer over on Kick. But unfortunately, some streamers are clearly taking advantage of that and ruining it for what could be the masses. So my question to you being like, how
Why?
has taking on this Kick deal been for you? Like, has it been way more stressful than you expected? Has it been way more fun than you expected? Like, give me some details too.
Well, I did say we wouldn't get into this, but I will give you that since he's peeing. The one thing that irritates me is when I try to create a platform that has more freedom, right? Actually looks at context, and then people decide to come and cross lines and do things for the sake of clout and high viewership. To
Yo,
me,
chat,
that's
what I miss?
disrespectful to
Who's
me and the
winning, chat?
platform, and that's what ruins
Bro,
it,
Weed Lab, it's on slow mode.
At the end
I'll
of
take the
day,
chat
if
slow mode. You want to see,
I wanna
bro?
have that under the
Chat's on
table
slow mode. Say hi in the
understanding
chat if you're in this bitch.
and reason and common sense. I think we could run a successful platform where people are more free. They can put the content out that they want as long as it doesn't
See, and
cross those
he's saying,
hateful lines or those
you know,
lines of nudity or whatever the hell the case is.
he's referring
Unfortunately,
to
that's not
Adin
the case.
Ross
You give someone an inch,
or
they've taken a
referring
yard
to
thus far.
ELK
So hopefully we get
EL
to a
Mike
point. I'll release more on Twitter and update the TOS
with
to make it a
him
little bit
doing
more
stuff
clear.
on stream.
But yeah, it definitely gets frustrating from time to time when I see
Action
people
Man
coming
came
here
over
and
as
thinking they
doing
can do whatever the
Omegle.
fuck they want, and they cross those lines every day for views, clicks, and clout.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, great answer. We back to it though, boys? Huh?
Yeah, let's
They're
do it.
already like
What you
rooting
got?
Kick in the image in which
I
Kick
got
wanted.
lots. This has been
Because
great.
they just
Thanks
doing
for-
and streaming
thanks for actually
whatever
taking
they
time.
want.
I actually did not expect the response on all this. So
That's
just a quick
the big
thanks to
thing.
both y'all for hopping on.
Right there.
I do
Yeah.
appreciate it. I know we've had our differences, but I think people can appreciate the expansion on all these topics because it is a very interesting time to be a streamer, a creator in this space, you know? With that being said, again, obviously, everything I say from here on out, you guys can just say no comment, whatever. The streaming the Super Bowl stuff was pretty freaking wild. Huh? Are you guys allowed to talk on?
I spoke to Jackson Mahomes. Okay, gave me permission.
Nice. That's the TikTok guy, right?
No comment. No, I'm kidding. Train, that's my lawyer, so he can.
Yeah, the watching of anything will not be tolerated. DMCA laws do exist, and they will be enforced. So have that common sense.
So you can't watch
if
the
it's
Super
ever
Bowl?
happened, and it clearly was, because there was a special circumstance in that scenario. Beyond that, that's as much as I can give you.
So you can't
People were
explain what that
streaming
special
Super Bowls
circumstance
and
was?
all the stuff you can't on Kick.
Was this all just a big marketing ploy and it somehow worked out?
Definitely not. I have, believe me, my marketing ploys go way, way deeper than something as.
Followers,
Chat, be nice, bro.
Issues if you don't agree with the
Chat,
rules.
stop spinning. He's gay, bro. Chill out, bro.
Absolutely.
This is back to Adin. Do you ever think you've been canceled?
Yeah,
When?
all the time for like 4 years.
So what does being canceled mean to you then?
You tell me. I don't believe in it.
I don't believe in it either.
Oh, that's actually the first thing you've said that I've actually respected about you.
Nothing else? Not even the frick?
Not
Oh,
I do
pretty
like the
decent
shorts.
discussion.
I do like the shorts.
Thanks. All right, we can. Okay.
Genuinely.
Well,
Pretty nice thighs too. You know, I don't mean to get weird, but those are pretty nice thighs.
but nah,
What
man.
the hell,
I enjoy the
man?
quadriceps too. Go ahead.
Like I said, bro, I think being canceled is so that word. Train, tell me about that word.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was looking at his quadricep muscle right there. That's just bulging out.
Oh my God.
That's a nice little. Oof. Yeah.
Yo, Train, you're making him uncomfy, bro. Look at him. He's a little bit scared now. Now look,
Wait. Whoa. Oh, sorry. Stutter.
I was just gonna say, bro, I've been canceled a lot throughout my career,
Decisions
right?
and
Quote
they're
unquote canceled.
bad-mouthing them when they're
I don't fuck with it because I think if you
That's
make a
what they
mistake,
do.
Jake, I think if you're a person and
If they don't
you
agree
do
with
something that
something,
like
they trash
you
it.
actually like are in the wrong for, I don't think you should
You
be
can't
popular. I
have
don't
your
think you should
opinion.
be
It's just
getting
it's
sent
them
a bunch of
having
people
their
to
opinions.
completely try to ruin and
Their
bash you.
opinions just
I think
happen
you
to
should
be
just be corrected.
very loud
I think that's what needs to be
and abrupt. They also
happen,
probably know
right. I
things
think
that we
being
don't.
corrected is more important than being deplatformed and
They
canceled.
probably
you
know
know what I
a
mean?
lot
So,
of things behind the scenes
yeah, go ahead.
that the bigger streamers
I
and
do find it
community in
extremely
the top
hypocritical
1%
from the. So
know that we
cancellation
don't.
definitely came from an obvious political side.
There could have been
right?
a lot of things that have happened to them
or
along
an
the road
obvious
too,
political affiliation.
or they've been jammed
And
a few times.
it's
You
funny
never actually
because
know
cancellation has been perverted and manipulated.
why
in
they're
my opinion,
reacting
right?
the way
These
they're
are the same
reacting.
people that preach and
We
push
don't know
for
a
the
lot of their
rehabilitation of fucking
situations, right?
serial killers that are in prison, right? Yet
Chad, does he have a boner?
that rehabilitation stops there. Where's the rehabilitation in a streamer who,
So we don't
who says
actually
something
know
and gets corrected? Where's the rehabilitation
why they
in
are
making a mistake
angry
on
about
stream
a lot of the
that
things
is
that
nowhere
they're angry
close
about, or
to
why
that
they're
of people who are in prison for
being
murder,
so
right?
abrupt.
So it's funny how these values don't follow. The goalpost is moved for each context conveniently based on what outcome that they want, right? So at the end of the day, I agree with Adin. I think what we should push for is rehabilitation and teaching rather than cancellation.
But
I
Jake, and I want to add in, Trade. Jake, your platform is to literally cancel people. You just said you don't believe in cancel culture, but your platform.
I don't. That's why I like this discussion.
Yeah, but you lead it, and you can put out. You choose what you're putting out, and sometimes you don't report on positive things and only negative things, and you know. You're kind of leading the cancel culture in a way in our space. I would think so, because if you only report on things that have a negative context to it, I think it's bad. Like, you know, you're not giving context sometimes to certain things, and you know you've definitely done some damage to myself and Speed and you know Kai in the past and all these other streamers. You gotta understand, bro. You have a blog and you post and it brings, you know, a lot of attention to it, and people see it, people like it, retweet it, and it gets out there. right? So you're part of the problem. Your platform is part of the problem.
So
because
Adin
you're
doesn't
choosing
want
what
a
you're
bad
putting out
image.
there as well. And
That's what he's saying.
the cancel culture.
He doesn't want to.
As far as the cancel culture goes, yeah, you're a part of it, bro.
So then, who have I canceled? This is a general question.
You've tried to cancel me, Speed, for sure.
No, I've never tried to cancel anyone. I name a time where I
Maybe that's not your intent to do so.
never my intent.
I'm gonna be honest. I believe it is your intent for sure.
Why?
But,
What? I can't cover you if you're canceled.
yeah, you can. You get more likes off it.
No, I can't. Then your existence is done. There's no such thing as cancellation completely. And by the way,
Exactly.
the Speed instance, that's a good one to bring up. Speed, when I covered him 2 times in a negative light, and that was probably one of the
This
biggest
is where it
learning
gets
curves of my time.
interesting.
But that dude blew up during that time.
Or they
You could
had
say
more
he got a
common
YouTube
sense,
strike.
maybe
I
not
didn't
to
ask for that.
violate the
I hope-
rules.
I wish he did.
True.
I wish he hadn't had because of the repercussions that I served, like the things that I got.
They know
sent,
exactly
things that I
what
got
they're doing
involved
and saying.
and people I had to get in touch with because of that. So
Absolutely.
that for me was like the biggest learning curve of like you got to be careful who you talk about. But it was never my intent to cancel someone because you can't. If you're covering news on Speed, or
But you're
media-
biased about it. You're biased about it. So what? So
let's focus on cancel
I'm
first.
gonna
Then we go to bias. Then we go to bias.
let you. This has to do with cancel. You're biased about how you state things. So when you're biased about how you state things, your intention is to cancel the person because
My intent is not to cancel anyone.
Hold on, this Jake. Maybe you're saying that, but it is because if you specifically
Let me
don't,
finish.
I'm gonna let you finish. But if you specifically don't like anyone, a specific person, Jake, and the way you tweet out only wrong things about it or about that person, and you never tweet out anything positive about that person, it looks like your intention is to cancel
Yeah.
this person.
Now
Go
you're
ahead.
talking. Now you're talking. Perception is a crazy thing because negative news
Yep.
gets a lot more highlights than positive news. And I promise you, you go to my page each day, you're going to see different news than what pops up on your timeline. And I also will say, when it comes to Twitter, right, we're limited to these characters. I don't word
Yeah.
everything the best way possible. It's a huge learning curve. But I can promise you, it was never my intent to actually cancel someone. And nor have I ever. Like, Speed after the instance, you check his socials, blew through the moon. And I wish YouTube had not given him
crazy.
a strike. Because I tell you what, when
What's
it's a
up,
learning
Coaster?
curve for my side of things too. But if I cancel someone, I can't cover them and get the clicks that I supposedly do want.
Yeah,
right?
we're watching the
But
interview.
I think it's a good discussion. I think you make good points. I believe in some of my points too. But I don't think anyone has been canceled, ever. Besides, if you get canceled, you just
It was an
nowadays
interview
you
about
deserve
Adin
to be
Ross,
canceled.
Kick,
and you can name
some of the
name
things he
anyone?
streamed. They're done contracts.
Yeah.
It makes you more aware
Who?
They tried to
the
cancel my boy
community.
Andrew Tate.
what's happening.
They tried.
Why these guys
He's
are
still the
staying
most
and doing
talked
what
about
they're doing.
man, and I don't want to get in. I don't cover the Andrew Tate stuff. So I
Do you
don't
like?
wanna-
Do you like Andrew?
I got no comment for you on this subject, man.
Wow, you can't even say if you like. Do you agree with some of his points? Any one of his points? Do you agree with any one of his points? Any one of them?
I agree with some of Lizzo's points. You don't like her. Where's this going down?
That was a bad example, but don't try to flip it on me. I'm asking you. Have you ever looked at one of Andrew Tate's videos or anything he's ever said and just been like, I agree with that? I'm not saying you have to agree with everything. Just one of his points.
Aiden, I cover streamer gaming news. I don't cover Andrew Tate.
I'm just asking you if you could just say yes or no. Do you agree with one of his points? One of them.
What do you get out of this? Like, why?
I'm just
where do you go with
curious. What do you get out of the things you do? I'm just curious. You're asking questions. I'm asking questions as well. I just want to conversate, bro.
that? Yeah, it's just like
Converse.
Thank you.
It's not. It's for me, for where I come from, right? And I still like that we were talking about bias and cancel culture more than Andrew Tate. It's not worth having an opinion on a lot of these topics for me, right? Like, I cover news. I don't come from any kind of means that you guys have made for yourselves, and rightfully so. You built your audience.
That's the point in what he's saying right now.
But coming from where I come from,
He's
if
not
I
gonna
speak
get
on those things. You start to
sucked
really
in
riddle your audience down
the
and down
drama
and
that
down.
they wanna
I don't
create.
touch on those things. I don't care. I focus on streamers and gamers.
He covers facts
I'm just saying. Do you
and
have
not
TikTok?
drama. See how smart he is?
I'm trying to stay away from TikTok.
That's
Okay,
how
you
smart
YouTube,
Jake
correct?
Lucky is.
What? Where are you going with this, man? We were just talking about cancel culture. Let's
He's
get
going
back
to
to
cover
it.
facts.
If you
Tell me-
conversate with me,
and not
converse with
opinions.
me, I want to converse back with you.
I got
This-
no comment on that guy. I don't care.
All right, bro. Yeah, all I wanted to know is if you just agree with anything he's ever said. But okay.
Okay. No, because I haven't heard enough.
Okay.
But let me continue that though, because you bounced off me. Let me bounce off you. I would say as a big streamer, you were involved with a very controversial figure like Andrew Tate. Have you heard from him recently?
No comment on that, bro.
They're coming back. They'll pull it back.
So you.
That's way different, though, bro.
They're
This
talking
motherfucker's
about
in jail
cancel
right now.
culture.
That's
So
way
I
different.
can comment on him, but you can't.
All I asked was, have you ever agreed with anything he's ever said? Ask me that question. I'll say happily yes.
All I asked was if you've actually talked to the guy.
I can't comment on that type of stuff, bro. There's a
They're
literal
still
legal
talking
case
about
going on right
cancel
now.
culture.
And I don't want to get involved with the legal part.
All right,
What?
that's fair. That's a great point.
Yeah, come on.
So back to the whole cancel culture thing, because that to me is a very interesting discussion. Because I briefly spoke to Speed.
They'll get
who's
back
a
to it.
JD who I really appreciate for bringing Speed on, because like there was no way to get in touch with Speed because he's just like he's up there, right? He's made it. So I really appreciate Gideon for bringing Speed on, because we actually had a tiny conversation. I don't think he likes me by any means. That's fair, but I don't think I've actually canceled anyone. Can you name for me someone who's actually really been canceled?
You actually got me banned for, I think, like, what, a month and a half? Or something like that? From you posting.
Do you want to talk about this?
I'm not gonna go into that topic at all. I mean, that whole
Come on
case.
now, you can't bring it up like
I'm
that.
just saying-
Like I got you
I'm
banned,
just
and you
saying-
can't talk about it.
I'm just saying, it's just funny though, because
The relationship
you did
between
post that. I
these
got
two
confirmed that was what got me banned.
Has been brewing a
Your
long
post.
time.
So,
Like a long
Are you
time.
admitting to saying it then?
hey, bro, no comment.
You see, okay. So we probably should move on from this topic because that's not very fair.
I mean, I'm just letting you know right now. That specific clip you tweeted out is
Okay.
what got me banned for a month and a half.
The specific clip of you saying it, I mean, you can't blame me for reporting it, can you? This is where the weird line is, right? Like, I shouldn't be friends with streamers. Do I not cover that if I know it's you? And you can just pass. We can move on to better things.
Yeah. Next question. Okay, ask you a question. Who do you like more, Trump or Biden?
He's not going to
I don't
touch
get
these,
political.
some
Dude.
of
I'm
these
too dumb to
subjects.
know politics.
So you don't vote?
You're an interesting fella.
I'm asking. You don't vote?
Why does it matter?
I'm just curious. Who did you vote for? I'll tell you who I voted for.
I just don't like getting into politics, man. I don't think there's very good options on our
Because that's personal.
All right.
side. Who'd you vote for?
If you answer, I'll answer. Happily. Anything else you got?
Yeah, I got plenty.
I voted for Biden. What's good?
Thanks, lawyer. I appreciate that. All right.
But Trainwreck lives
Yeah, I do.
in Vancouver.
No, that was my response, not yours.
No, I know.
I thought
So when
Trainwreck
it comes
lived
back to this
in
whole
West
Twitch versus
Canada.
kick thing, it's really
I thought you lived in
interesting
BC.
because we're in a very wild time of.
Huh.
I agree with you, Train. This is not a Mixer situation. You know, when Mixer
Yeah.
came up, and I think people forget, Mixer was doubted from day one. At least from my point of view.
Chat, I'm gonna call this shit, chat. How long have we been doing this shit for?
Like when
How long have we
Shroud
live for,
had,
chat?
Like combined 60K viewers.
Let's get into the end.
I think Kick actually has, if not the same, maybe potentially more traction, if not just in headlines. I'm not sure viewership wise. So Adin, how would you compare Kick to Twitch?
That's a good question,
Like-
bro. It's honest. Can I be honest? I can't give you a full on answer yet because
It's not done. It's in
it's
beta.
not done. Yeah, it's not even like fully launched yet. I'm nowhere near where I can finally compare. I'm nowhere near where I can. It's not even at its peak yet. It's not even at like where it needs to be. I want to ask me that question later on. I'm down to talk to you about that later on.
It's
But I think
interesting.
give you a better
their
answer right now.
answers
Go ahead,
they
Trey.
avoid
Yeah, please.
what they
At the end of the
answer.
day, listen, I'm not going to sit here and, discredit Twitch's product. Okay, Twitch's product is great. You know, all of us enjoy the site. We enjoy going on there. It's kind of like our homes, right? Or our second homes. The problem is, some of
Chatty,
the
I'll follow
lines, I
Kit.
think they got it twisted, right? They went down the wrong path. They lost touch with their creators. Their policies went to shit, right? They started leaning toward a political side, and they catered only to that side, right? And once you get into those areas and you start, censoring that kind of stuff, and your policies begin to match that, and you start taking care of the people who fit that mold, that's when things go down the route where things begin to get, they start to get a little muddy and weird. So I don't think
I voted for
Twitch's
Biden,
product is
just so
great.
you
I don't
know.
think they messed up there.
Yeah.
I think where they messed up are their policies, their splits,
Yeah.
their creator revenues, their creator revenue streams, things like this. I think there's a major disconnect from the higher ups to that. I think they're focusing too much on streamers that they think they need to represent their site, when in reality, that's just the perception. That's what it appears to be, but it's not the actual case. Because there's a lot of streamers that aren't taken care of. Asmongold's one of them. I think Asmongold is someone that should be on a contract, someone that should be protected. But instead, they choose to protect these people that look good on paper and look good.
If you guys know who
masses of
Asmongold
vocal
is,
minorities that get them clicks and pander points.
but he's a pretty
But in
big
reality,
streamer on
you can
Twitch.
tell that people like Asmongold aren't taken care of. People like Kai aren't taken care of. Why?
And there's a lot of
Because
these
they are
people
out of
that don't
touch
have
with what
contracts
is
with
actually
Twitch.
going on the ground.
And they're like
They're
20,
way too high up in the
30,000
ivory towers
viewers.
to see what the fuck's good these days. And that's issue
what
right
he's
now.
trying to
So
say.
until they fix that problem, it's just going downhill for now. So I think that's the
Twitch
biggest issue.
isn't really looking after
Aiden, do you think
everybody
big
from
streamer
different
could be joining
realms. That's what he's
I
trying
can't
to
comment
say.
on that. That's more of a train
Yes.
question.
Yes.
All right, there
Yeah,
you go.
train wreck's
That's
the
a
bottom
train
one.
question because at the end of the day,
Train
this
wreck-
is
All right,
this
let
is
me
Train's
explain
project, and he brought me in, and
So, the people that own Stake, which is the Bitcoin gambling site and the NFT givers, the people that own Stake gave Trainwreck a contract for $360 million over 2 years. $360 million to stream gambling every day. Every day. That's what they did. So, Stake went ahead. The guys that own Stake started Kick with Trainwreck just so it could originally be a gambling site and get Trainwreck up and doing what he wants. In the meantime, they decide to go at Twitch with the revenue share 50-50 or 95-5. They're trying to go at Twitch and blow them out of the water and tell people you can make as much money as you want, do what you want, say as you want, nobody cares. And really, that's why Jake Lucky had asked, is this all one big promotion for Trainwreck? Is Trainwreck literally doing this to launch himself and Adin into a whole new stratosphere of streaming? Kick. They're going to take a run at Twitch. Absolutely. Once it's out of its beta forms, they're going to take a run at Twitch. That's their goal. What they're trying to do, though, is Kick. What you guys don't realize, Kick is owned by Stake. If Stake as a company and as a gambling site gets themselves into trouble, that's what's going to hurt. The problem is you have an owner of a streaming website that's very controversial, is only allowed in certain countries. You have to realize there's countries that Stake's not allowed to gamble in. They're not allowed to be online. You're not allowed to stream. You're not allowed to gamble on their site. There's a lot of rules behind gambling because a lot of countries can't tax what people are gambling. That's the difference. So when you have a gambling backer opening up a streaming website, it's extremely hard to say that that's going to be a safe website to stream at and move your community to when the owner of one of the biggest gambling websites isn't allowed in half the countries in the world. So it's really hard to say that that's going to be a safe and secure website to stream at. That's why a lot of them are jumping on it to make money as fast as they can and then try and come back to Twitch at a later date to ensure that they still have their safety net. That's the reality of it. That's the people who own Kick. You got to remember, Twitch is owned by Amazon. It's 100% sitting there with a safe company that can go anywhere they want in the world. Kick is owned by Stake, which is only allowed in so many countries can only do so many things. So when it comes down to ownership and safety of the streamers, information, where you can stream, what you can do, it's still up in the air. That's why he said it's in its beta form. That's the only thing that's the saving grace right now. They haven't fully had a launch date. If they keep it in beta form, then when they keep something in beta form, it relinquishes a lot of the responsibility on the company. And that's what people don't understand. The logistics to it, the laws to it, like Trainwreck is a lawyer down the bottom. It's very easy when everything's in beta, right? When Fortnite was in beta for all that time, it relinquished them from a lot of responsibilities. It was like when they would bring in emotes and collaborations that they weren't allowed. We're in beta form. We're just testing it. They wouldn't get sued out of their yin yang and out of their shoes. They would just take it out of the game. Somebody would do like a DMCA or a copyright and say, get that out of your game, and they would. There wasn't these massive lawsuits. Now that Fortnite is an actual launched game, and it's not in its beta or alpha forms, now they're responsible 100% for their content. If they post music without a contract, if they do an emote without if they do anything that's not contracted specifically, it's not just take it down. People go and sue the crap out of Epic. That's the thing with Kick. Being in beta form, they're kind of relinquishing all the bad things that are being done on the platform. People are taking advantage, whether it's gambling, whether it's the sexual things on stream, whether it's streaming porn like Adin did, or. It's allowing them to kind of brush off all the bad things that happen on the website until they release and go, okay, this is what we're not doing. Here's our toss, because their toss is coming. Trainwreck already said that. You're not allowed nudity, racial, I don't know. There was like 5 things that you're not allowed already. And he said that there's ads. So everybody on Kick, there's ads and there's sponsors down the road that are coming to Kick. So if you think that Twitch is the only site that's going to have ads and sponsorships, YouTube has it, Facebook has it, any website in the world has ads and sponsorships backing them. That's why they make their money. Just like the Super Bowl. You have to pay $1 million an ad for a Super Bowl. So Kick, unfortunately, to burst people's bubbles, Kick will eventually just turn into another Twitch. Just parameters are moved back a bit. So if Twitch's rules are right here, say for instance, Kick is just moving the line to here to allow you to get away with a little more. Ads. Same thing. Sponsorships, they're owned by Stake. The sponsorships and ads are going to be just as much. They're just moving your content a little and how much you make to make it kind of look like a better platform. But at the end of the day, the core to any website or a streaming platform always has to be the same. Kick has to make money from somewhere in order to keep the platform going. And it comes from ad revenue. It comes from sponsorships. It comes from people buying in. And that's what people need to realize. They only see one thing. I'm going to go to Kick. I'm going to stream whatever I want, jam in as much money as possible, and then I'll just walk away. When you go back to Twitch, you're not going to have the same following. It's not going to be the same when you go back to Twitch. I just want people to know that. If you're going from one platform to the next, it's like when we moved from Mixer to Twitch. We had to start all over again from zero. Completely different platform, completely different everything. Payouts, how it works, how people are, the attitude of the site, what people say. Like, it was a complete different move. And Kick, realistically, is a huge move, attitude-wise, content, everything about it. So when you come, if you're on Kick and Kick down the road gets themselves into a bit of trouble, or the backers, because stake to own kick is kind of sketchy if you guys think about it. It's kind of sketchy. It's like a friggin', you know, it's like a casino owning, you know, a drugstore. It just, you know what I mean? You're like, wait, so you're gonna push uppers for people to gamble longer in your casino? Like you're gonna put that on the storefront? Like you're gonna have a poster saying, hey, don't be afraid to take Red Bull and stay awake all frickin' night and gamble in our casino. You can find it at our drugstore. Like it's kind of like, you know, it's like Stake pushing all of their content and all of their advertising on a platform and telling its streamers, light it up, do what you want, say what you want, but as long as it's Stake at the end of the day that succeeds from everything. You guys got to realize there's a lot more behind the scenes, and that's what's coming out today in this interview. They're slowly letting things out throughout the interview. Who owns stuff, contracts, what they're doing, how they're trying to shove it in people's faces. Their reactions to Jake Lucky twice already, because he flat out asked Trainwreck, is this a Ponzi scheme for Trainwreck and Adin to blow up with Stake, push Stake as long as they can, and all the gambling that's now banned off of Twitch, right? There's more to it that people aren't realizing, and they're flat out asking the questions today, or there's questions that they refuse to answer. And people need to read between the lines. Not everything is black and white, up or down, left or right. You have to look in the box or read between the lines on what these guys are saying sometimes. It's not as easy or just straightforward as what people think. That's not how it works, unfortunately. I would like to say that's how it works, but that's not how it works, unfortunately. So
he did tell me a lot of stuff and a lot of plans that he has, and
we only got like 20 minutes.
I'll just say this, man. If these plans follow through, you know, I think we're gonna have a really, really successful platform over at Kick, and they will. You know, I have a feeling that it's gonna happen.
Adin, one of your homies, you know, pretty crazy. The same day we're doing this, Kai broke the all-time record on Twitch, also breaking 300,000 subs on the platform. Pretty freaking crazy. I saw you tweet responding to him. Wish you could have called him on Twitch. Do you have like a message for him?
Thank you for actually asking that question, bro. That's a good question because that's a positive thing to ask, right? Thank God, because that just happened, and you know, I'm so proud of him. And again, I had conversations with him prior to the subathon when he was in LA and I was in LA, and we were talking, and you know, he was like, bro, I don't know, like I'm kind of nervous that I'm gonna do it. I'm like, yeah, bro, you got this shit. The whole thing, only difference is now, Kai, is that you got the fucking juice. Everyone knows you got the fucking juice, and you're a good person, so it's inevitable for you to do this shit, bro. And I'm very proud of him, bro. That's, again, man, he's well deserving of this, and honestly, he's worked so fucking hard to be where he's at, and you can't say anything else. He deserves it all, for sure.
Yeah, that number, dude, 300,000. Holy frick, F. Whatever word you guys use. But one last one, I'll leave you on this.
Holy fucking cocksucking shit.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Why be an idiot?
Without offending anybody, Bruce, I like Bruce a lot. He has balls. I love balls. I love the motherfuckers who have balls and stand on business. Bruce, Train.
I was about to side with Jake right there. Good shit, buddy. My man. You know what I'm saying?
And
you know what I mean? Jake had to go in on you, baby. You know what I'm saying? Bend you backwards, give you some good dick, baby. Woo! Good
is that
shit.
true? Is that true, Jake? Is that what you were gonna do?
Oh yeah, we're taking you to Paris, my man. You know what I'm saying? Jake, you want the front or the back? Sheesh, I'll take either.
And I'm gonna just say this third one is probably tied with I'm gonna put them all in one category. My SSB boys, slash. Who the fuck else I've been watching lately? I don't know, bro. I'm gonna just put SSB.
For those who don't know, can you elaborate real quick, just so people that don't
just my boys, my you know my actual like my boys, you know yeah.
Like, would you put Speed in there? Would you put Kai in there? Where do they fall on your top list then?
Speed. Oh yeah, no. Well, the thing is with Speed and Kai is, I haven't been able to watch Kai stream because I've been banned lately.
You're banned?
You know I am, bro. Like, what the fuck? Ha 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 ha.
I can help you out, Aiden. I mean, realistically, like, an example of this would be like me and XQC are very close friends, right? But right now, like who I watch are like Summit 1G, Tyler 1, and Asmongold, right, on his alt account. So it's like
Summit's so good, dude.
Summit's really good, right? Summit 1G and Tyler 1, like both, I fuck with them. You know, I love Tyler's sexy ass eyes. Those eyes, oh man, when he looks up at me, God damn.
Why does he
my
have to
God,
go there
like,
every
if
time?
him and Michaela don't work out, hey T, my man, you let
Every
me know
time
bro, in
he
the
has
DMs.
to
I'd love
go,
to look at those
like,
eyes while
see-
looking up at me. Oof.
Why
Continue.
does everything have to be sexual with these guys?
But yeah, bro, I fuck with a
It
lot of
blows
stuff.
my
Let me
mind.
just give you top 5. Train, Bruce, Kai, Speed, and SSB. That's my top 5. My
Gotcha.
list.
And I'm so sorry because I might never get you. again.
Cuff'em, Prime, Neon, Cheezer, Schnaggy Hose, that type of.
Rage? Your Rage?
Your rate is not part of SSB. I fuck
Oh,
with your rate.
I thought you meant like streamers. My bad.
No, of course your rate is up there for me too.
And
Go.
my bad, real quick, because I might not ever get you again. And if not, it might be a long time. So, like, when it comes to like someone like Speed,
I might be able to talk, and you just report positive shit I do too. That's
Yeah.
all I ask. But go ahead.
hey, you can,
Yeah.
and you tell your boys to send me the positive. I can only cover what I see. So, but bouncing off the point though.
Yeah.
So when it comes to someone like Speed, he's the biggest streamer on YouTube.
Yes.
Arguably, right? I think you could probably.
No, he
I gotta
is.
back
He
this
is.
up. I gotta
He is.
stop you
It depends.
both. I gotta stop
Tim
you
the
both.
Taman's up there,
I gotta stop you both. I gotta stop you both. I gotta stop you both.
He
I gotta
is.
stop you both. I'm sorry for this 2v1 stuff, but listen,
Chat, is Speed the biggest streamer on YouTube? Yes or
that was
no?
bullshit, Jakey.
Which
That was
part?
bullshit. I only cover what I see. That's some bullshit. You know
No.
damn well. You know damn well a good reporter that does he or she's or they's due diligence and looks into everything to present the whole story
true.
and the truth. There is no that's all I see.
That's true.
Right.
It's
I'm
true.
just speaking from the fact of like I didn't see that Aiden Ross gave a camera
It's your
to a
job to
photographer.
see. It's your job to see and find out whether it's reaching out.
No,
to
no,
them.
and you're right, but Train, you know how much goes on in this space, bro.
I do, but if you're gonna make a career and living out of this, then you better do the due diligence. The problem is, in today's world, all of you guys, all the reporters, not just you, it's everyone, Dexerto as well. Y'all just want to get it out as fast as possible because you want to be the
They're-
first.
they're going at
Therefore,
Dexerto,
it destroys
too.
that due diligence. Right?
Which you
that
all
window of
should
due
know on
diligence
Twitter.
leaves because you want to get it out first. So there's no due diligence at all. There's no looking into again the full story, seeing what's been good, what's been bad. But the funny thing is, if you only go off of what you see, let me tell you what's going to happen. There's already a preset narrative. There's already a preset group of popular people that are only going to have good clips
There's only
pushed up
20
and
minutes
bad
left.
clips pushed up, right? So if you're going off what you see, you're only going to regurgitate the truths that are being pushed by the Reddits that have already monopolized and run the narrative on all of Twitch, right? So for example, if you get your news from, let's say, Reddit, I can already tell you right now the positive and negative posts you're going to have in the next 2 weeks. I can tell you exactly the names of the streamers that are going to be good and the ones that are going to be bad. Because if you're only going off of that, it's just a regurgitation of the popular kids, right? That's why you need to do your due diligence. That's why there's frustration with me, because I know where your shit's coming from. I know where all these YouTubers expose clips are coming
Because
from.
there's so
it's coming
much
from the
to
same
talk
place
about
that has
that.
been proven to be a biased cesspool of shit.
And that,
Thank you.
There's just-
no, that's a solid point, right?
They're
It's
not
tough to
staying
look
on
past
the
that
interview.
and sift past that.
They're just-
But it's like if
there's
Aiden
so much to
does something
spew and
very
say
extreme, like we've already talked about on this stream,
Yeah.
That's
you're not
people
gonna
just
look
get
past
going,
that and
right?
be like,
When they
hey,
get in
Aiden,
these
I know
conversations,
you showed this to your
they
audience,
just start
but, like,
going
have
all
you given
over
a camera
and-
to someone else this week that I can show the good stuff too. So that there is a like, you
But
know
I
what I
think-
mean?
But I
It's
think
a
it's
tough,
time
it's
for
a
you to put
tough
aside.
line, right?
Yeah.
It-
I'm referring to, right? So yeah, there isn't going to be a clip of that for you to see, but I think you should. You know what? If I want to be a long-term, if I want to have a long-term career in this, right? If I don't want to just be just like every other reporter in the last
the
10
negative
years,
Nelly, right? I don't want to be the negative Nelly all the time.
Well, it's not even that. It's that everyone that goes into the exposed culture world, they die off in a year to year and a half. Always, because you can't keep up. You have to really
Chat,
look for bad viral clips all the time. That doesn't come. So you start making shit up. You start going as you go and seeing things and believing anything, right? So what I'm saying
Even
is,
if
if
there's
you grab
certain
that
parts
clip of,
that
let's
are
say, Aiden
cringy,
doing
yeah.
that, I think you should say, okay, you know what, guys, it's not going to get as many clicks, but let's go into and see some of the good he's done, right? Like these are the things that I think will cement your career, right? In time,
But they're
and
also
won't have you die
talking
in a year,
about
year and a half, or
content,
whatever the fucking time frame is.
what they
right?
should
But the
be
problem is no one wants to
making,
do that because it doesn't
directions
get
of
likes.
what
That,
they're doing,
that clip that you post
what's
might
gonna
get
last,
2,000
what's
likes
not gonna
versus the
last.
one of Aiden being canceled will
It's
get
that stuff in
85,000 likes,
between
right?
that
Like,
people gotta
so it
catch,
just
right?
matters what your principles are in that regard. Does that make sense?
And this is why I also respect it and like an invitation like this, because most streamers who have done some pretty crazy things in the last couple months wouldn't come on and talk about them. So like and that's Hopefully, you can share it. There's going to be clips out of this that are
Share it and end it.
clips that are painted good. So hopefully, there's a level balance in that. But yeah, I definitely see the point you're making. It's also tough if you really talk it out of like, okay, when would I show the good Adin Ross stuff after the bad stuff, you know? But we don't need to dive too far into that. But I do see the point you're making.
Let me just, can I just end it off? Because I do think we're just dragging it. I want to say, Jake, I just want to say thank you for coming on my platform. And respectfully, bro, it was a great conversation. We can maybe have a conversation like this in the future when more stuff has obviously happened and stuff. All I ask, man, from your part, like Train said, do your job better, man. And I'll do my job better as a role model and, representation. I'll do my job better. But
Hold on, Adin. You are not, listen, Adin. That's one thing that needs to go away from streaming in general, bro. Even your ass. Listen, if you're a role model, if any streamer is a role model, we are fucked. We need to get away from this role model bullshit. You understand? The only role models should be the parents. I don't even give a fuck about superheroes or this and that. I'm talking about parents, and that's
He's
it.
kind of got a point.
Streamers,
right?
no streamer, even the most PG ones,
kind of got a point.
have no business, and they know it themselves deep down in private. They have no business being a role model. You understand? None. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. But thank you, Train.
Because
the thing I want to say is, man, with Kick,
if I
it's
say
exciting,
something
bro.
or I try and
it's gonna be
influence
amazing.
somebody,
honestly, Twitch is worth billions of dollars, bro, and they give their biggest creators a tiny, tiny little crumble of the fucking chip. It just doesn't make sense. But that's why
Role
Kick is here now,
modeling
man.
is
And
incredibly hard
we're gonna
for
finally
people.
see creators get what
He
they
does have
deserve.
a
And
point.
also, man, you don't have to
Absolutely.
worry about getting banned. You don't have to worry about a board meeting of
Because
all
you're
these
an
Twitch fucks,
influencer?
these Twitch higher ups banning you, and definitely without any type of email or any type of phone call or anything like that.
It
We're trying to
depends on
correct
what
you.
day you're
Kick,
having.
that's what Kick is here for, bro. You
You
gotta
can't
be
be
yourself.
perfect
You
every
gotta
day, right?
speak how you want to
Before
speak.
we say
free.
that, so you can't be perfect every day. Your life is totally different than everybody else's. You don't know what's going on in their life. For me to be a role model every day, all day, and properly, that's not who I am as a person either. I'm not this perfect little person that I can do nothing wrong. I've done every day. I either do something wrong or I'm not doing something I should, or it's always a life learning lesson, or, nobody's perfect and nobody can be, this amazing role model and can do nothing wrong. Every single role model that's out there has done things that are wrong, or they shouldn't have done, or they said something. It puts a lot of pressure on a person or a streamer to be this amazing role model, and it's a pressure that's extremely hard for people to put on themselves. So for what he said, there is a give and a take with that. There is, there's a happy medium. That's a subject that's extremely hard, that people want to be their best for people and but sometimes that's just not who you are. So it is a bit of a point, that they are making, that people really rely on the streamers and their info and what they say to go in certain directions. So what he's saying is kind of a point.
Really, obviously, no hate speech, but you let it be yourself, bro, and you don't have to worry about that type of stuff as long as you're doing your thing and you're spreading positivity.
Yeah.
And as far as everything
Absolutely.
goes, Jake, I'm excited because now it's my time to take the biggest streaming deal ever signed and give back and bless people and change lives. And I hope you report that whenever you see some cool shit. And that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, and one last thing to all your viewers. Listen, I appreciate you coming on, to you and Train, your lawyer, for explaining things, and to all your viewers out there too. Like, if they ever see some positive stuff you're doing, man, hit me up. The DMs are always open. But most of all, man, I appreciate you coming on and actually conversing about all this stuff.
For sure. And I think the last thing I want to say, by the way, Jake, is, we live in a really hard world, bro. In 2020, 2023, you just got to keep yourself safe, bro. A lot of fuck shit going on.
I think we probably should end it there, huh?
Dude, really? It was a joke. It was a joke.
All right, seriously, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, bro. Have a good one.
Oh, white socks as well, bro. Yeah, definitely a white shirt for sure on that. You match the white shirt with the white socks. But then again, maybe the shoes. I mean, what color shoes are those? Do those shoes match
Why
the shade of
is
color on
he
your shirt?
continuing on with this crap?
Dude, really?
Oh, not bad. Not bad hamstrings either. Good
bad,
for you.
not
You
bad.
work out, don't you? You run. Woo. You know what I'm saying? Woo. That would have been 100% train. And believe me, I don't know if you've seen the old speeches I've given. If you've seen the old,
All right,
old train,
so- Of
course
some
I
wild
have.
shit.
All
So
right,
yeah,
it's
he was,
kind of,
he was cool. He was decent. You know, came on like obviously he needs to do a better job. Being unbiased.
What did you guys think? What was your overall impression of what went on there? What do you think's the overall interesting? So there's who cares about shoes? I think they're trying to make light of some of the things that might have come out in the interview. Sorry, I just have my mouth guard in. So what did we get from that interview? Kick's going to be like any other platform. They're backed by state. They're going to have advertisers, sponsors down the road. Once they get out of beta and become a real site. They're going to be just like any other streaming platform, just with content that you can kind of push. Adin's also done probably 10 different streams of 10 different things, so the eyes are kind of on him right now, right? Trainwreck is definitely, I think there's a lot of people that kind of are rebelling against the Twitch thing right now, right? I have a feeling that there's just a lot going on in the top 1%, with some streamers getting what they want or Twitch moving in a certain direction and other large streamers aren't getting what they think they deserve or the love. There's definitely some friction within Twitch that made a lot of these streamers push off into Kick. So this is where you get the side of Twitch that nobody knows about unless you're in that 1% elite group at the top when it comes to money, contracts, who gets signed, who doesn't get signed, who do you want the face of your company to look like. So again, Speed's the biggest streamer on YouTube, but hasn't got a contract. Kai's the biggest streamer on Twitch, but hasn't got a contract. So why are they not signing these guys? Why are they not doing, the big pushes and saying that this is your home? They've been banned 10 different times, 20, 30 different times from each platform. So the content that they're doing is definitely pushing the boundaries of a lot of rules or toss or anything that these companies are used to. Are these companies afraid to push the boundaries? Will these companies lose sponsors and advertisers and revenue if they sign these guys to the big contracts? This is the stuff that you don't know, that these companies won't come out and tell you. Amazon and Twitch aren't going to tell you, we're not signing Kai to a $50 million contract because he's been banned 20 times and we don't want him as the face of the company. Are they going to come out and say that? Absolutely not. So why isn't YouTube coming out and saying that for Speed when he's the biggest streamer on friggin' YouTube? He's been banned from Twitch. I think he was banned. I don't know if he's banned from Facebook. But you have controversial streamers sometimes doing things that, like I said, ad revenues, companies, sponsors pull out of because they don't want their name associated with streamers that might push the boundaries. So it's a very interesting, crazy space because there's a lot of people that put a lot of money into things that don't want their name associated with somebody that goes crazy. So, do those streamers deserve big contracts? Yeah, why not? Regardless of their content, these guys have worked hard. They put in their time. They're massive And they're the biggest friggin' streamers on all these platforms. It doesn't matter whether you agree or disagree with their content. They're the biggest and the best at what they do at this particular moment in time. So whether you agree with them, disagree, watch them, don't watch them, why haven't they got contracts? Why hasn't somebody stepped up to go, you're the biggest and the baddest at what you do, regardless of how you do it? The problem at the end of the day is how they do it doesn't jive with the promoters, the sponsors, the advertisers, and the people that sink the money into these platforms to make them profitable. It doesn't jive with what they want. And at the end of the day, the biggest streamers in the world, it's like Doc. What about Dr. Disrespect? Doc isn't a very controversial streamer. Doc plays games and literally, you know, promotes a lot. So what about Doc that's not a controversial streamer? You know, kind of makes you wonder how much behind the scenes, the sponsors, where the money's coming from, the advertiser, how much of a say that they have in what companies like Twitch, Kick, Facebook, YouTube, who they choose to make kind of the faces of their platform. They signed Tim the Tap Man. You know what I mean? They signed Dr. Lupo. You know? They signed the FaZe members, which all play with Dr. Disrespect. So why hasn't Doc got a contract? Right? You'll sign XQC. You know, you'll sign all these bigger ones on Twitch that literally sit there and co-stream with Adin, Kai, right? What up, boy? So there's a lot more that comes out of this interview that people they don't realize. That interview, there was a lot that wasn't said, but really was said, right? This is purely the top streamers on all platforms. There's a push and pull. There's a problem. Contracts aren't being signed or handed out. Definitely there's a problem with the top tier streamers and the money in the contracts. They're not jiving with the sponsors and the advertisers that really sink the money into these platforms. And that's purely why Kick was made. That's purely why Stake is backing it. And that's purely why. There's nothing else to it. You're going to see advertisers and you're going to see sponsors head to Kick. You're going to. As soon as they get out of beta mode, Kick's going to be almost the same as Twitch, just with a little bit of leeway. So, mark my words, this interview today says a lot about the future of Kick. It says that there's a problem with the top tier streamers on YouTube, YouTube and Twitch, contracts, sponsors, and the face of both companies on where YouTube and Twitch wants to go, I think, and who they want to make the faces of, you know, their content. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's definitely something that has been brewing for quite a while. There's a reason why these big companies aren't handing out the large contracts to the top tier biggest streamers. There's reasons, but they're not going to come out and say them because the rift or the bad publicity, whatever their reasons are, whatever the reason why Twitch or YouTube isn't signing either Kai or Dr. Disrespect or Speed or, you know what I mean, Osmond Gold. There's reasons why Twitch isn't signing these people or YouTube's not signing them. They're just never going to come out and tell us. And that's what we're missing. We're missing the content behind why these platforms won't tell us why they're not signing these contracts. You'll never know. That's their business. That's their company. And they'll never come out and tell you why. They'll never tell you. They just won't sign you. So I think there's a lot of information that the streaming world doesn't have that the top tier, the top, 0.01% streamers have. There's insight, there's stuff that's been said and done, probably behind closed doors, contracts that have been signed, not signed. There's a lot of stuff we don't know. So it makes, it makes for interesting content. Really makes for interesting content. So maybe down the road, we'll have more interviews with some bigger streamers, or I can find some interviews that maybe Jake's had with other streamers or is going to have, and see if you can kind of pull some more information out on contracts, where they're going, what they're doing, right? So it's just interesting. It's interesting. That's why I like to dig into some of this stuff, or just do a 2-hour stream to kind of, see what's really happening in the world of streaming, right? It's just different content. Makes you think, makes you wonder about your content moving forward, or what platform you want to be on, whether it's Twitch, YouTube, Kick. It's always personal preference. That's why you grow every platform. So, we keep it open. I'll be doing some IRLs on TikTok down the line, which I used to do when I was streaming. I just need to get a stream key to stream what we're doing. Doing my YouTube content, which I love doing. I like the platform. They just got, a ways to go with streaming in chat boxes and emotes and stuff like that. I like doing my IRL streams or event streams on YouTube. And I love doing our gaming and our giveaways on Twitch. So for me, each platform has its own content and is a win-win. And I can do what I like to do on each platform with different content. Like I said, Twitch is our gaming and our giveaways. YouTube's my fun reaction shorts and our community stuff that we do on Twitch as far as clips go. And YouTube allows me to do my IRLs and my event streams as well. TikTok's purely for what I love to do with my reactionary videos. And Twitter's also for community information and our Twitter giveaways, right? So each platform for me has a purpose, or doing what I enjoy doing. And I'm kind of happy with each platform. It's not about, a lot of people just focus on money. And money, it has nothing to do with it for me. Streaming is purely for stuff that I want to do, socializing, just doing everything that I enjoy. It has nothing to do with money. I don't care to go to Kick because it's a 95-5 split. That shouldn't be your 100% reason to go to a platform. There should be other reasons why you want to go to Kick, because of certain content that you want to stream, whatever you want to do, whatever's going on in your life. It's all about what you want to stream, or what you're going through, or what you want people to see. It shouldn't have anything to do with a 95-5 split, honestly. It really shouldn't. Because Kick allows you to stream stuff that you can't stream on YouTube or Twitch or Facebook. And that's really the reason why you should be going to Kick at the end of the day. Not because it's a 95-5 split. Realistically, you know what I mean? So, I guess we'll see at the end of the day, Time always tells where people go, what they do, where content goes, what creators are thinking, what's going on behind the scenes. Again, people said 5 years ago Twitch would die. People said 3 years ago Twitch would die. They're saying today, in a year or two, Twitch is going to die. Right? So, there was a lot of info to take from that between the lines that I hope people kind of caught from, and where streaming's going, what they're doing, why the top streamers are doing what they're doing. There's contract disputes, people not willing to give contracts, why face of companies, ad revenue, sponsors. Wow, are you guys late? McKenna Brain, what's going on? We just watched a good interview that had a lot to it and a lot in between the lines. It was good. It was good. So it puts a smile on my face because there's a lot of stuff that I got from that interview and platforms and info and stuff you should be doing, what people are thinking. Like it's good to know what's inside of the brain sometimes. Get it, brain? Of the larger streamers, what goes on behind the scenes, where you should be going. It's good. It's good to have this. It's good to have, knowledge. Knowledge is always good. McKenna, you slacker, how's your day, man? I'm getting sick from the kids. Super. That is freaking awesome. But yeah, for the people that were here, hopefully that kind of opened your eyes, gives you different perspectives on things, what might be happening within the community, why things are the way they are, perceptions, opinions, contracts, money, sponsorships, ad revenue. Streaming's a lot more than just hitting the stream button, right? Just like I had said earlier, I had learned a lot last year. I had sat down in December to figure out what I want to do, where I want to go, how I want to be. And this year reflects it. I'm going to be myself, period, on stream. I enjoy it. I don't have all the voices around me pulling me in different directions. And we can only control what we do. My focus is with Giver90. What we do moving forward, content. I don't worry about what's going on around me. So it's last year was a great learning experience, and interviews like that was a good learning experience too. So, what up, August? Hello. It's too bad that you guys kind of missed it, but I'll post the VOD in case you guys want to watch the interview back or the VOD back or some of the things we were discussing as we go along, because it kind of makes sense for people, right? Streamers like myself, you learn lessons as you go. You grow as you go. And my attitude today is not the same as it was 6 months ago or 2 years ago. How I'd react to things a year ago, I don't today. What I can control back then, you get wrapped up in things. Now I don't care. You just ban and move on. Like, I've really grown as a person, as a streamer, as a community, everything that we do. It's amazing the process that you follow, the process that you go through to get to different points in your life or streaming, etc. And I've grown a lot, just even in the last 6 months to a year, on learning everything, a lot of different aspects, especially in my personal life, streaming life, what we do, how I function. Big changes. So, Giver90 focuses on Giver90. The only time I deal with situations like now, when things come up, I deal with them quickly. Within 24 hours, boom, done, gone, moved on, and have a good day, right? People always bring stuff to my attention with different things, but that's how you deal with it, and you move on, right? So I deal with things a lot differently now, and I'm pretty proud to say that, right? We're pretty transparent. Everybody knows where all the donations go. We keep doing our content that we're doing. You get me every single day now. I'm happy, man. I'm in a lot better place. The stream's in a great place. What we're doing, the future of Giver90, where we move streaming, it's just in a positive. It's going great. All the things that I'm going to be working on content-wise this year, our reactions are doing great. We just had, again, a TikTok video. Let me see what it hit. I think that I know it did over 10,000 views. Could be the most amount of views. It's at 10.5K. So that, I think that could be our biggest, one of our biggest videos that we hit on TikTok that just did 10.5K. So that's pretty cool. And again, we've had, you know, our short videos here are doing great. So, yeah. But tonight, yeah, we'll be doing our Twitch. We'll be doing, I think we're going to do 500 V-Bucks squads tonight. We also have 3 of our coin giveaways. Yeah. Soon, we got to take a night off soon, though. You know what I mean? We got to take a night off soon because we've, you know, we haven't had a day off in like 2 or 3 weeks. I've just been getting on and streaming. I don't know. But I would like to, you know, take a night or two and relax with the fam. And, you know, I know our streams aren't very long. They're only 2.5, 3 hours. But, you know, it's kind of, it'd be nice just to have a movie night and relax. So we'll see. But tonight, yeah, I'll be on. I'll be in first match. Whatever, McKenna. Whatever. Yeah. But again, everybody, thank you for watching the YouTube. Make sure, you know, to always tune in. We always do giveaways on our main videos that we post. Make sure you like and comment on them. We always post shorts. Usually nightly, I'll post a short, you know, around 11 o'clock p.m. or 12 p.m. Every night. Just to post the shorts that I love doing. And again, our streams on YouTube are all about IRLs, events that's happening in the community. Tournament-wise, could be a Fortnite championship, could be new Xbox games coming out. Just any events, community, and IRL. That's what I enjoy doing on YouTube. And they're always usually day streams. So, yeah, if you ever see me go live on YouTube, you know it's usually informative or an event or stuff that's coming out that people should know or form an opinion around or just research, you know, or informative. So, again, Twitch is purely for gaming and our giveaways, but YouTube is the other side that I really enjoy. It's more personable, getting to talk to people, you know, more. So it's really good. August, I'm doing great. Yeah, but for sure. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll post the video. So if you guys want to rewatch the VOD, if you happen to miss it, and it just explains, you know, all that stuff I went over. Plus for myself, I had like a 5 or 10 minute period to there just to explain, you know, last year I had a lot of people around me pulling me in a lot of different directions, stuff within Twitch or streaming or equipment. Like it was all, there was a lot going on last year and I had to, you know, clear my head in December and go, what do I actually want this year? And that's what we've done. So it's been incredible years so far. January, you know, December, January, February, and March. And it's only going to get bigger and better with some crazy new fun events that I'll talk to the mods with. If you guys are on after this, because I'm going to grab a sandwich and water and I'll jump on. But I have a great event that I thought about that we've never done before. That would be really cool to do. In April too, April or May, and there's always lots going on. So it's good for you guys to know stuff, informative streamers. It's good to, you know, it's good to teach yourself. It's good to be informative with stuff that happens within the community and the bigger streamers and the direction in which it goes. And so I imagine in the future there's going to be lots more coming out about the top 1%. Companies, advertisers, sponsors, you know, the different platforms and how they feel, the faces in which they want to represent them. There's a lot there that people don't realize, and these interviews are kind of cool just to sum that up, or we can sum that up as we go, or we can relate to it as viewers or streamers or mods, or there's stuff that I could relate to. Like I said, last year as we were growing, there was a lot of different directions that I was being pulled with a lot of voices and a lot of stuff going on, a lot of white noise. And I had to just go, nope, this is what we're doing. Everybody just go, refresh, restart. This is what I need to do to be healthy, happy, and balanced. So again, learning lessons, growing, and being you moving forward is really what's needed at the end of the day. So I'm glad that I can share some of these videos and more personable time and going through some of these growing pains. And like I said, we're always going to have these videos 1, 2, 3, 4 times a month to come out for you guys. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll look for the next event that I like to cover, or new games coming out, or interviews like this. And I'll be sure to have my YouTube day streams. Absolutely. If you guys have any questions or opinions, of course, as we go through these, feel free to have your opinions or ask questions, how you feel about topics. Don't be afraid on YouTube to express yourself or what you feel's going on. Like Redneck did through it, Sean did through it, you know. It's good to form an opinion. It's good to be, educated in this stuff. And it's good to know kind of where things are going within the community if it interests you. So again, it's good for you guys to, watch this stuff too. It's a little different content than, what we do on Twitch. But again, it's more personal, it's educational, it's informative. You can form your own opinion. And again, moving forward, there's definitely going to be more stuff that'll be brought to our attention within the streaming community. That's good to know. It's always good to know, right? So, I will, sorry, my allergies are nuts. Every time I come down here, there's something. Maybe I just need to scrub everything. I don't know. I clean all the time, but, I will see you guys and girls tonight for our Twitch giveaway stream. Of course, and we'll do 500 V-Buck giveaways for squads, because we haven't done that, this week. But again, we'll be back to Wednesday marbles. So, every single Wednesday on par, we'll be doing marble giveaways back on Twitch, because I need to break up some of this Fortnite craziness 7 days a week. So we'll be doing marbles every Wednesday, back on schedule. There's Discord giveaways. So we got a 200 V-Buck giveaway in Discord. Make sure that if you're in Discord, you know what I mean? You get into those giveaways. Just crack the party hat and you're good to go. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I will see you guys later on Twitch. I'll probably jump on Xbox for, a little bit, just say hello. And for sure, I will see you guys tonight. Again, thank you for being here. Sean, yeah, if you want to get in the Discord, it's password only, so I'll send you the password. But I will see you guys and girls later. I thought it was really good and informative today. And I can go away knowing a little more on what's out there in the community. So I will see you guys and girls later. See you tonight.